Previously on the Lost Element. Surrounded by strange, heavily armored orcs, the Montague laid down their weapons, hoping to avoid bloodshed. Through Din's magic, they communicated, and the orcs escorted them deep underground to meet a shaman. After descending endless stairs, the group beheld a colossal subterranean city. There, history itself greeted them in the form of Kav-Vor, the paragon of power. She revealed the truth of the ancient seals that bind away the Aether, warning that dark forces seek to break them, and charged the Hue to find the seals first. Sworn to secrecy under a mystic oath, the Hue departed the cavern city and returned to the Glimmerwake. Aboard the ship, they held a quiet funeral for a fallen crewmate before setting sail towards Florignis. Euan spoke with Veril about the Sky Manta Zeph. Afterwards, Asja and Veril studied the ancient map, tracing long-lost landmarks. That night, the crew shared a warm meal, laughter, and a courtesy game of darts, dreaming of the diverse lands of Aruthar. Now, with the dunes behind them and the molten sea ahead, the Glimmerwake sails towards Florignis. Across the horizon, the magma spires rise, their fiery peaks spewing smoke and soot, marking the final stretch of their journey. The Glimmerwake glides smoothly through the choppy waters of the molten sea, each swell shimmering with faint bioluminescence beneath the dying light of Alamor. The sun sinks low, casting a warm amber hue across the sky, thick with drifting clouds. The air hums with the strange energy of the sea, half fire, half water, and the heat rising from below mixes with the cool breeze from above, creating a haze that blurs the horizon. Only a few days remain before you reach the Fire Blossom City, Florignis. The journey has been long, but not without purpose. Knowledge hard won, conversations deepened, and fatigue creeping ever at the edges of your resolve. Still, there's comfort in your progress, in the ship's steady pace, carrying you forward without the strain of your own feet against sand or stone. With every passing hour, the coast grows clearer, dunes giving way to dark, jagged rocks, and the first hints of green breaking through the scorched earth. Foliage thickens against the glowing shoreline, and far ahead, the silhouettes of immense trees rise like pillars of shadow and flame. The edge of Dryad's Vale. Here, above deck, Asja, you've come seeking argon. The air is heavy with the scent of salt and smoke as the crimson-scaled captain approaches, removing his weathered hat to shake free the gathered rain before setting it back in place. He pauses beside you at the railing, his single eye reflecting the molten light of the sea as he gazes towards the horizon. I always do love the way the molten sea glimmers in the night.
This is really the only... Well, this is the first time I've ever seen the molten sea. Second time I've ever seen a sea.
It is always interesting seeing the expressions in the faces of those that have not traveled the world, such as I or my crew. I heard you wanted to
Well-
speak.
Yes. I just had a few questions. Very simple ones, I think. First, I was curious about something.
Oh,
Call it maybe. I don't know. We'll just go with curious. In all of your travels, have you ever heard rumors of people, traders, fighters, merchants, remembering that they got into situations that were dangerous, but then next thing they remember, they were on the road again? Maybe a few had healed wounds. Maybe a season had changed. But always their wares were there with them. Have you heard rumors like this before?
He takes a moment of silence, just staring out on the water, deep contemplation upon his brow. There are a lot of different rumors that circulate across the world. Ones that are fanciful tales, ones that might have more truth to them. What you speak of is quite specific. I'm not sure if there's ones that align, at least not that immediately come to my head. There's rumors of people going missing, people that never return from places. The Spirit Dunes had plenty of rumors there, and yet here we all are, across its borders. But I don't know about this. What spell of forgetness that you're speaking of? Forgetting things that they knew? Is that what you were speaking of?
Maybe. It was more to see if you had heard of these things. From the Desert Shade Woods, primarily. To kind of hit home the next thing I want to speak to you about. There are some of us that I think I'm starting to understand have been hidden from your world for a while, for reasons like what's happening right now. I need to know fully, because for those of us that have been hidden away, that this is our quests, our purpose, I don't know. This is more than just looking for a new source of energy or some quest to rule the world. For us, this is about protecting all of the people everywhere. So I need to know, why do you trust Juan so much? And why should I trust him with the information that we're gathering? Or at least most of it. I understand his generosity, but I can't risk every life for one person. I hope you can understand that.
I do, and it is a good question. Trust is not something that I think anyone should give out freely. It is built, forged. I have known Juan for most of, well, my life beyond the pyroclast. Several decades at this point. And well, they do have more going on than I care to fully understand. They seem genuine whenever I speak with them. But I do know that Juan has trusted you all more than they usually do with the new faces. Well, that might mean something.
I guess I'm going to have to learn to start trusting people. Maybe a little bit more.
The right kind of people.
I am hoping that they truly are ready to help if they need to. Because I'll let you know the last time that this energy, this power, this whatever it is, was unleashed in the world. It brought upon the age of decay and killed everything. Well, almost everything.
I see. Definitely not
Moving
something
forward,
to...
We're going to have to be very careful.
Yes, not something to just play with.
No. That's also why when we get closer to Floringus, I'm hoping that maybe in your office or somewhere on this ship that only you and I perhaps know about, there would be a place to hide all of my research. It would be very detrimental if it fell into the wrong hands. And if we lost it all.
Yes, you could use the safe that I have in my cabin. Don't see that being a problem.
I appreciate it greatly. I just, well, one, don't think it would be very smart to walk around the city with all of that. I don't know what Floringus is like, but, you know, crime happens everywhere, except for my home. But this has been months and months of my work now. I can't lose it.
Understandably.
All right. I appreciate your time. One more question.
Yes.
I'll let you know a little bit. I've met quite a few people from, well, they passed through our doors, let's say, from the Pyroclast Isles. It doesn't sound like that bad of a place. Why did you leave?
It is not a bad place. It is my home. Well, at least was my home. Takes a deep sigh of breath. It wasn't for me. Out here, emotions towards the waves, the sky, the clouds, the rain. This is more for me, seeing the world. Back there, I was just locked away, it felt, even though there were no shackles binding me there. Quite the opposite, in fact. But it wasn't until I truly left that I felt alive. I don't know. I don't know if that explains it good, but...
She smiles. More than you will ever understand. You had freedom, and I couldn't. Until I was sent to do what I'm doing, I couldn't leave. I was free to do whatever I wanted in the city, much like you. But I couldn't go explore the woods, or I couldn't go and explore. I was never allowed to travel anywhere, and before that time, that was my biggest dream. Travel everywhere and see everything and find it all and just learn to live outside of the desert shade woods. And now I'm here.
And now you're
It's
here.
been fun so far. Maybe a little bit more danger than I thought there was going to be, but it's been fun so far. And I've met some good people. Anyways, I should not take up too much of your time. You're probably pretty busy.
Always.
Thank you for
There's
giving me a
backup.
few minutes, though.
No worries. Just kind of sits there for a little longer, staring back out across the waves. The light of Alamor slowly sinking across the horizon. As we'll transition a little bit away from Argon and Asja there on deck, and we'll go just across the deck where Rhukkarrak and Euan have done their daily training or sparring for the day, just finishing that. And now are attempting some flight training.
Alright, so when you jump, don't just rely on your physical strength. If you beat your wings, it's going to give you quite a bit of an updraft. It'll take a lot of the pressure off of your own legs and back if you do that, and trying to leap into the air on your own volition.
How do I get the wings out? How do you get the wings out?
I can't really explain it. I just kind of... He'll make kind of a weird face, and the wings will kind of unfurl from his back. A little bit more viney, as the vines almost make up the bone ridge that would be of the wings normally. And the membrane looks to be more that of moss than, scale and skin. For me, I just kind of concentrate for a moment and then they pop out. But I can't really put it into words exactly what that is.
Okay. And you're sure that all Drakthir can do this?
I mean, I can do it. I seem to recall a couple of them being able to do it back home, but not very many.
Okay. And he's going to sit there and he's going to have some pretty ridiculous looks on his face as he's trying to concentrate and kind of force in various ways and scrunches up his nose and is like, is it working? Did it happen?
You stare back at what looks to be a constipated Rhukkarrak, and he is giving it his all, but there is no semblance of wings apparating at all. Go ahead and roll a history check for me, Euan.
Hey, something I don't have a negative in.
There you go.
Oh, nice.
Natural 20.
It helps
First roll of the game.
You and Argon spoke of this not too recently ago. Winged Drakthir are definitely not unheard of, but it is an art and talent that is definitely not common. It usually takes a lot of inner focus and aligning with one's own spirit, more or less, to apparate these spectral wings calling upon your draconic heritage. No Drakthir in the world of Zoraka here actually has physical, tangible wings made from scale and flesh. All of them appear in a more spiritual form, more or less. Yours happen to be vines and moss, probably due to the connection that you have with the Quran. And so you're not sure if it would be possible for Rhukkarrak. You're not quite sure but maybe. You also know it is generally tied to the more royal lineage, as the brighter the scales of a Drakthir, the more pure in a sense their draconic heritage is, and the easier time they would be able to operate these wings.
So Euan will kind of take a moment to think about it and mull over that information. Lean out over the railing. From what I can see, Rhukkarrak, we have one of two options here to try to see if this is something you are capable of. Option 1, I push you overboard and see if you can fly your way back, he says with a sly smirk.
He just like glances you in horror.
Or option number 2, we need to continue working with getting you comfortable with yourself, your true self, and accepting yourself for who and what you are. There's a bit of heritage and lineage that goes into being able to do this. And these wings tend to manifest themselves a bit more spiritually than physically. Mine just happen to be tree-like for reasons I would say unknown, but all of us know.
Yes.
But they tend to come from being in tune with one's inner self, being in comfort with that and at ease and an understanding and acceptance of oneself that allows them to manifest what is a vestige from our long, long ago heritage.
So, if I am a frost Drakthir, then it would probably have something to do with, like, the spikes that I create.
Perhaps.
And he's going to just close his eyes for a bit and start breathing in and out slowly. And as you watch, his breath starts like fogging as if it's the middle of the winter kind of thing. And even after some of the droplets pass through his breath, they'll kind of clink off of the ship as they are instantly frozen. And Haruka will just sit there for a little bit. And you can see him visibly relaxing into it. And the air around him actually starts chilling slowly, starting to get a little uncomfortable for our more fiery friend there. And then the fog will kind of thicken around his back, and you can almost see something in the fog start to materialize. And then it just starts dissipating and
billows away like mist.
Blows away in the rain.
You were very close that time.
Really? Oh, wow. That was not easy. It was a lot of work. How can you? It looks so easy when you're doing it.
I have had a very long time to attune to what and who I am. Perhaps that ease comes along with that experience and acceptance. Tell me, Rhukkarrak, and Euan will kind of turn around, let his wings hang over the railing of the ship as he kind of leans his body back against it, crosses his arms against the little bit of chill in the air now from Rhukkarrak's attempts. Who are you? Who really are you? Do you even know?
Not really. It's been my life as Rhukkarrak. I have known since I don't know. I'm not even sure exactly when my real birth date is, but I would assume I was somewhere around 3, 4. Not sure. And I used to have nightmares. Well, at least more frequently. And beyond that, I don't really remember much.
I think you are... He stops for a moment to think. I think you are, in a lot of ways, true to who you believe you are. When it comes to recalling our heritage, our ancestry, and that is not just a Drakthir trait in anyone. There is memory and power and wisdom imprinted on the smallest of things that make us who we are. And I believe that your journey to figure that out and to come to peace with your heritage is going to be what allows you to finally manifest your wings. And I think that the distance that you have come since we first started these conversations is what has allowed your wings to even begin to manifest as they are. But one other thing you should also take into consideration. You have shown me what you have said is your true self. Your brilliant blue scales.
At that, he'll just kind of like look away from you. Yes. As far as anyone can be sure, shadowed in so much mystery, even in my own mind.
Well, then take this into consideration then. And he will relax a little bit, drop his arms, and kind of put them against the railing as he's half sitting, half standing against it. And offer a supportive smile to Rhukkarrak. Abilities such as these, they tend to come easier to those of a highborn status, of nobility, of royalty. I was read in a past life long ago. It is one of the reasons I believe that this is an ability that I possess. White Drakthir aren't really nobility. But the blue... And he'll kind of trail off and leave that for Rhukkarrak to put 2 and 2 together.
You're saying I'm some sort of prince or something? Or
I don't know about a prince, but at the very least highborn. Those blue scales aren't just for show, Rhukkarrak.
His eyes will kind of harden a little bit. And he'll look out across the waves. So, if I find out who my birth parents are, they will likely be responsible for the death of thousands of orcs.
There's a possibility. But another thing to remember, history is often told differently between those that win and those that lose. And when it is passed down for generations, things can be lost or misconstrued. And if that so happens, if it turns out that your parents are the reason for the loss and everything that you and the orcs you have been living with have experienced, you have the opportunity to be the change in that, if that is the case. As
I'm
I
not
said-
sure.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm not sure if I would want to meet such individuals. I once hunted in the old city. I have seen what remains. How could anything justify that?
I was not there, and I do not know if there was or was not. But what that doesn't change is that you have an opportunity to bridge the gap and help both rebuild and become stronger as a nation rather than being, well, us versus them.
He's gonna kind of close his eyes, scrunch his face a bit as he continues to look away. Yes. Asja made a very good point. My feelings for the Frost Drakthir are very similar to a lot of what the elves have towards the Khazdurim. And I have seen what stupidity that is in many cases. So I will continue to try. At least I have a great example of what Drakthir could be. And he just kind of looks in your direction.
Euan will smile, kind of playfully do that whole like punch love tap thing on the shoulder as a joke, and then will actually legitimately offer you a hug if you would like a hug. Along with saying, I've said it several times, Rhukkarrak. Doesn't matter if you are white, red, black, blue, or green. At the end of the day, you're still you. Heritage doesn't have to change that.
So when you go to try and hug him, he'll pause briefly and then give like that awkward like side hug thing.
Fair.
He's not too familiar with hugs, and you can feel him visibly. You can feel his tense muscles below you as he's trying not to pull away and get his usual bubble.
To pull away and stab you, and how dare!
Yeah.
You will step back after that. See, more progress. But I think your journey of self-discovery is going to take you to a lot of interesting places.
Well, it already has. I never would have imagined the past few months.
Neither would I, if I'm very honest.
Well, do we want to get back to a little bit of sparring, or should I sit here and meditate? How does this work?
Well, I'm pretty sore from the last few days still, so we can spar a little bit more if you want, but I could honestly sit down for a break, possibly some Tylenol, and some of those cake pops that Truck keeps bringing out if he has a few more of those laying around.
Oh, he is going to make us all so fat.
Euan just kind of looks down and pats his belly. I would say you only live once, but I prove that correct.
Yes, how many is this now for you? 2, 3?
I lost count.
Well, at least it still applies to me. You only live once.
Yep.
With that, we'll kind of pull away from both Rhukkarrak and Euan above deck there. And we'll head down below deck, down to the mess, where I imagine Din has found a small spot here, practicing some of his instrument, some faint music playing through the mess hall here. As Truck exits the kitchen with some more of his famous cake balls in tow and makes his way over to Din.
You're getting better at that.
You think so?
I think so. I mean, I heard you when we first started, and now you feel a little more confident in it. At least to my ears. Cake ball?
I'm not one to eat much. I'm pretty full, honestly. I don't feel like eating at all, actually.
You see the look of horror on Truck's face.
No cake ball?
I'll take one for...
Just take
Maybe.
one. You'll enjoy it.
He hands you one
Okay,
and pushes
okay,
the rest
I'll
of
take
them
one
to the
for
side.
later.
May I sit?
So... Yeah, of course.
It sits down right
Actually,
next to you.
appreciate the company. I was thinking about something. Can't even tell what.
Oh, when you play your music, are you playing it for anyone, to anyone you think of?
Lots of people. I've been mostly been playing for, I guess, Rhukkarrak, Juan, Asja. There's another couple people I think about a lot. Right now, I guess my brother. Do you have any brothers?
I did.
Oh,
I don't
I'm
think
sorry.
they'd call me brother anymore, though. That's okay. Different life.
What? What do you mean?
He kind of looks a little sheepish at the question.
This is my home. A very, or at least can be, very stern and warrior-like.
Well, talk to me about it.
Kind of just stays quiet for a minute, lost in thought.
You know, I don't think anyone back home would appreciate me doing this, actually. Probably wondering why I'm wasting my time not shooting or finding something else to do.
I have heard the stories of your people. And I don't think mine are too dissimilar in ways.
That's interesting. I think you would make a really formidable warrior, but
You should have seen me. It's been years though.
you look very happy back there. I hope after my little prank this place is not gonna be haunted, not gonna feel unsafe.
No, that would be bad.
Well, I
But
have a
if there
little
were
trick that-
ghosts, I would just feed them cake balls and they'd be happy.
Oh, okay. I think that would work, yes. No one can refuse this. I don't know what I did.
Yeah, not even you.
Yes, exactly. Exactly, you got me. And Dean will actually, like, buy into it. And he'll smile. And I think, like, appreciate the fact that Truck kind of made an effort for him to, like, try them. And he'll enjoy them, of course.
They taste very good. Definitely different from anything you've had in Kertas. But good. Much more weighty to them than the gnomes of the sky, like.
Yeah, I think, like, Dean would kind of, like, for a second, like, wonder how, like, food could maybe taste like this, you know? And, like, I mean, he's seen, like, the process and he's seen how, like, how involved it is. And yeah, he, like, never thought about that. And, like, that's not the way things are done in Kertas. The only thing that, like, is really, like, complex when it comes to their food is, like, volantes. But, yeah, so, like, I feel like Din will appreciate it, like, a little more now. And, like, even thinking back on all the meals they've had and, like, that he kind of, like, skipped on. Think about how he was, like, telling Asja to be more present, but he actually, like, isn't enjoying the food as much. And, yeah, he's actually, like, not present. He's thinking about being elsewhere. And I think, like, the cake bowl will definitely bring him back. So he'll
to reality.
Like, yeah, he'll sigh, and I feel like he'll look more relieved, more relaxed.
Chuck takes a deep inhale and exhale of a sigh. Thoughts on his mind that are unknown to Din.
I left my people. I kind of abandoned them. I know we're headed back that way, but I think they'd see me as a traitor. I'm not a cook, you see, or at least I wasn't born one. That was someone else's responsibility in my family.
And what was your responsibility then?
Kind of flexes his arm a little bit instinctively, like as if he were grabbing some sort of large weapon.
I fought, and everyone safe. Well, tried to keep everyone safe.
I guess. Yes, there is much more in common between us than I first thought, and that's honestly what I keep thinking about as well. Euan has been saying that as well, that he feels really guilty about not being able to protect others. So I don't know how I'm gonna feel if I fail my brother. Do you think I'll be...
Brother a warrior too?
We're all warriors in Kerta.
I think
How people...
you have
also-
to let them live. The world is dangerous. They will claim.
What?
Well, anyone who's not
Brother, you
careful.
mean?
Yes. From what you say, you sound very protective.
Well, it's just that, as you say, it's very dangerous out there. I've experienced it myself. I'm
As
very
have
lucky
I.
to be here. It's just that when we were younger, I remember we would talk all the time about how when the time came, we would be together, and we would be able to draw our last breath and take our helmets off with pride and look each other in the eyes, knowing that we've made it. But now, if he is gone, and if he's no longer with us, then, well, first he would have died for nothing, because he didn't die for the right reasons, and then I will fight alone when the time comes. I guess it doesn't matter anymore. I don't have my helmet on anyways.
Do you think the last actions of a person determine who they are?
Do you want me to answer like a Carthusianum, or do you want me to try and answer that honestly?
Whatever is you.
Well, let me ask you a question so I can make up my mind. Do you think feeding people is worth spending your life, and that you won't have any regrets when, I don't know, you just die after you cooked your last meal, knowing that, well, you failed to protect those who you were supposed to, and that your people will look on your life and think that it was wasted?
I don't think wasted is the right word. Do I have regrets? Will I have regrets? Absolutely. I think everyone does. It's healthy, I think. If you don't have mistakes in life, things that you learn from, well, You never change, never become better. And yes, there are those that might see me back at home as a coward or a traitor. But there are so many more that see me now as a friend, a chef, an ally. I think their opinions and how they remember me when I do kick the can will be more important.
It would be an honor to call you friend.
Then do,
Gives a wide smile.
if you have another cake ball, that is.
I'll have one more.
Good.
And I guess those last moments only make a big difference if when you are going through them, you think that your life was wasted. And it's not others judging you for it, but you knowing that you threw it away.
He stays quiet for a moment, deep in thought.
I'm not sure.
I just wish that there was more sure of what to do, but everything right now just feels like I don't know. Like I'm taking shots in the dark. But thanks for the food and the company.
You're welcome. And let me tell you in on a secret that maybe your long years haven't taught you. We all feel that way. Thoughts in the dark, that is. None of us truly know where life brings us, where we're going. Kind of the fun of it.
He kind of stands up, brushes off part of his apron.
Keep playing. You're getting better.
Tosses a cake ball in his mouth and heads back towards the kitchen. We'll pull away from that scene there as the glimmer ray continues to drift across the sea. At this point, it's now getting quite late in the night. Is there anything else any of you would like to do before we expedite this journey?
Yes, there's something I would like to do, and if possible, when we're going to go to sleep, Dean would approach Euan.
Okay.
Hey, Euan, can I talk to you for a second?
Of course.
In private, if possible.
Euan will get himself up out of bed and stretch a little bit and grab the great sword that he's fashioned into a cane instead of the halberd this time and follow Din.
When they're outside or whatever, Dean will kind of look around nervously, be like, so you think I can have my helmet back now?
Why do you want your helmet back?
good question, but I don't know. What if I don't see you again?
I think you will. At some point in time. But losing the helmet has been an incredible difference for you. Well, I know that change is hard. I don't know if putting it back on would be the best course of action for you.
What if I do find my brother Yuan? What am I gonna do then?
Be yourself. And if he's not accepting of that, that's on him, that's not on you. The only person that you are beholden to is yourself.
Okay, friend, I trust you. But please take good care of it, okay?
I will take care of it. Of that you have my word.
And I do hope I get to see you again.
And Euan will kind of lean against the side of the ship for a moment to ease himself down onto one knee, so he can get to almost eye level with Din. Are you sure about this?
I feel like I'm not gonna be of any use anymore because I cannot be here. Like I cannot think straight anymore. My mind's always somewhere else. I need to get some closure on this. I need to at least do right by Brisa and do everything I can. I also would like to talk to her again. And yes, I don't really feel like I should go further north. I don't think I would be of any use there. Honestly, I'm gonna be. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to be myself. I'm sorry.
You are never useless, Den. You have saved all of our lives. You have fought alongside of us. You're a brilliant fighter. You're a brilliant mage. Well, Eric? It's not really magey, is it? Caster. We'll go with Caster. But, most importantly, you're a dear friend. And I have never once thought you useless. I would much rather fight with you at my side than not.
I know. And I promise when the time comes to fight, I'll be there and I'll be ready. You know,
Let me
there's not
ask-
many things. Oh, yeah, sorry.
Go all right. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead first.
Let me ask you two questions then. And he'll kind of turn to look out over the sea that's materializing around them as they speak. What will you do if you find out that your brother has been fighting against us this whole time?
You can see being like visibly taken by just like the mere thought. Like probably you could tell that he hasn't like really thought about this at all. Well, I mean, I don't think so. How could he? you think he would be working with the Kashturim or something like that?
No. Not at all. But what if your brother has been working with the people bound to bring around this aether? What if you find that he has been working with those who would bring this world back to ruin? With the revival of this power, which we know has brought about an age of despair once before. Do not say this to question your judgment or try to belittle your brother. But it is a very real possibility, and one that you need to prepare yourself for.
Juan, you know that... I mean, our people always fight together. We always fight for the same cause. But if that was the case, I just hope that with what we know, he would listen to you and Asja and see reason.
And if he doesn't?
I don't know, Euan. What should I do then?
You should listen to your heart and be prepared for the consequences of your choice. Whether that be turning and fighting against us, or turning and fighting against your brother, who you've been looking for a year now.
I know that me leaving may seem like I'm maybe faltering on my commitment to what we're trying to accomplish, but
I don't believe that at all.
So if my brother wouldn't listen, I would have to fight him. If you are correct, Euan, if taking the helmet is the best decision that I ever made, then I cannot betray that decision.
Because to do so would be to betray yourself, your true self. Not what the helmet makes you feel like you are. Euan will actually get up at this point. I'll hold up a claw just to say, like, one moment. We'll go back into their room and quietly rummage through the chest at the foot of his bed. And pull out Din's helmet, which has been immaculately polished, almost to a mirror finish. And we'll walk back out with it in his hand. We'll lean back down and kind of hold it up. It's not quite offering it to Din. And just so Din can see himself in the reflection of the helmet. Which is the you that you would rather be, Din?
That's an easy question. The one that can actually kiss the captain and has no metal on the way, so I can feel her lips, touch her face with them. That's easy to answer.
Then do you really need this?
I guess I don't. Well, and I was also gonna give you something else of mine. Now that you are gonna keep the helmet. You know that I don't own many things, so it is very precious to me. I don't use it that much, but it's one of those things that I've inherited, and I don't even know where it came from, but it has never failed. It never did before, and it has never done so. It's just a tinderbox. Use it for campfires and, when we're setting up camp, when we're in battle. But I know that you smoke a lot. It's nothing fancy. Most of the engraving has been eroded. I don't even know what it is supposed to be. But it's all just like you. And it keeps holding on to life, and just like you. And it shines light in the life of others, just like you. Thanks for saving my life, brother. I'm gonna miss you so much.
There's a tear that slides down Euan's cheek. And he takes the tinderbox and kind of puts it into a little pouch sewn on the inside of the sash of his kilt that crosses his chest. And then tackles Rhukkarrak in a giant hug. Be careful not to hurt him, because Euan is like 10 times his size. I shouldn't have done that. That really hurt. Oh, God. I'll be alright.
Yeah, I'm sure Asja can patch you up.
Oh. You don't have to go, though, you know.
I
By
do
all
have
means,
to go.
do what you think is best. But
I'm sorry for leaving, but I just need some closure, and I also need to help us out. I need to find out about all these places that we have uncovered. Hopefully, there'll be something for me to figure out. There'll be something for me to learn back at Valtari. I feel like it will. And well, you're not gonna stay up north forever, are you? You're not planning on moving there, right?
no, too cold for the likes of me.
Okay. So here we'll see each other. I'll keep in touch. I'll try and get back to you however I can.
I trust you on that. You're the closest thing I've ever had to a brother. And no matter what happens, you will always have my eternal thanks for that.
I'm honored to be that for you. And I won't let you down.
And Euan will take a slower second, after being dumb and launching himself across the deck, to stand up and make his way back towards the cabin. He'll stop for a moment, turn and look back at Din. Place the helmet on a barrel beside the door to our quarters, and go back inside.
Dean will walk up to the barrel and hoping that he's like level head with it. he will kind of like look at the helmet and stare at it for a bit. And then he'll just like lean into it, like touching his nose with the beak. And he'll sigh and go back in.
Okay. As the two of you end your conversation there and retire for the evening, getting quite late, exhaustion taking its toll, we'll shift over back to Asja, who doing some studying.
Yes. Asja is studying, reading the books. Because we're going to Floringus, this time she will be reading the other book because she also wants to talk to a root tender, so she actually wants to sound somewhat knowledgeable about what she's going to say. She will be reading the other book. I have the title. Residents of Stone and Flame by Arvalen Serwin, Scholar of the Spire of Illumination in Veltari. About the different types of Elandris.
Yep. Go ahead and read some of those entries.
Oh boy. All right. Introduction entry. Of all gemstones that... We're going closer to the screen. Of all gemstones that bloom from the roots of the ancient tree, none are as curious or deeply tied to living essence as Elandris. Born of primal forces and woven into the fabric of life itself, Elandris stones offer not merely beauty, but a mystery that binds spirit, flesh, and element. This treatise serves to gather the fleeting observances of a lifetime so that others may continue the path of understanding, where I must one day end mine. Arvalen Serwin. Entry 1. The heart roots glow. Green Elandris. The Elandris born of the heart root tree radiate a soft green luminescence at the moment of bonding. It is said that the primal stone which nourishes the heart root lends its patience and fortitude to these gems. Indeed, bearers of the heart root Elandris often exhibit remarkable resilience of spirit and uncanny grounding of thought during periods of hardship. Curiously, it seems that the stone's dimming is slowed during moments of personal triumph, as if the gem itself feeds subtly on hope. Entry 2. Flames Beneath. Ruby Elandris. The Flameheart Tree, so named for the eternal ember that warms its roots, bursts Elandris of the deepest crimson hues. Their resonance carries a faint heat, and those bonded to such stones often show bursts of passion, creativity, profound emotion. I have noticed that under duress, these stones sometimes pulse or briefly flare, suggesting a reactive affinity to heightened feelings. Whether this influence is symbiotic or parasitic remains a question unanswered. Let's go with symbiotic. It's better. Entry 3. The Elemental Divergence, subtle but present. Though green and ruby Elandris serve as the same life-bonding ritual, I have observed minor elemental behaviors in their presence. Heartroot Elandris tend to stabilize ambient magic fields, strengthening restorative magics and grounding chaotic surges. Conversely, Flameheart Elandris seem to invigorate the flow of raw magic, enhancing spells of destruction, creation, or transformation by minute but measurable degree. In both cases, the effects are slight, but only perceptible when great care is taken to observe. but undeniably to those sensitive enough to notice. I have to take my brace off. Entry 4. A theorized third breed? Question mark. Whispers and half-truths speak of other primal trees, lost, hidden, or fallen to ruin, that may have produced yet rarer strains of Landris. If such stones exist, their properties remain a tantalizing secret. I suspect that should such gemstones be found, it would resonate not with life alone, but perhaps with death, or forbidden energies that the Heartroot and Flameheart together, or that the Heartroot and Flameheart sought to counterbalance.
After being deep in reading the book here, you finish the last pages of these entries, getting a better understanding of the differences of the Landris that you wear around your neck and the ones that you carry in a box, ones that now Euan adorns, and supposedly most, if not all, the elves of Thorgness wear as well. You're not quite sure if it will be important to know this, but that last entry of a third theorized breed, or maybe even more, has your mind buzzing for a while still.
Because we've also spoken about other Elandris possibilities.
You have? But
I think she's gonna make some notes and then just kind of sit and think on it.
okay. As Asja continues to study and lost in deep thoughts and theories about Elandris, we'll head over to Rhukkarrak. As the night has grown quite still here, Rhukkarrak, you decide once more to try your attempts at meditation, to reach out to anything beyond your normal senses. So, a little bit back in time before everyone come into the room, you find a moment to yourself where you're able to enter this quiet abode where the gentle rainfall above is the only drumming sound that you hear. The gentle sway of the Glimmerwake kind of lulling you into almost sleep, but you manage to resist your curiosity still too strong. You settle into meditation once more, the familiar quiet wrapping around you. Your breath steadies, your thoughts begin to circle, but your mind refuses to let go of the hollow flame. That encounter left more than scars. It left echoes across your spirit. And each time you close your eyes, you feel them, sharp and present, like the itch of a wound that's trying to heal. And yet, this time, something shifts. The hollow flame's presence is still very much there, raw and intrusive. But it acts like a lantern, casting light on something far greater, a vastness that unfurls inside you. A connection that does not feel new at all, but ancient, woven into every fiber of your being. Where Hollow Flame's touch was a wound, this is your skin, your scales, your marrow. You realize it has always been there, unacknowledged. This thought deeply unsettles you. Is this truly how existence feels? Or is this bond uniquely yours? An unseen pact so immense you mistook it for the natural order. The Hollow Flame may have clawed at you, but in doing so showed you the outline of something infinitely larger. You proceed to push deeper, searching for answers in the stillness. But nothing more comes. The presence offers no explanation, only the certainty that it exists, and that it holds you. You get this deep, unsettling feeling that meditation will not unravel the secrets that lie here. The mystery remains intact, a weight you carry in silence, leaving you with the uneasy knowledge that your ties reach further than you had ever imagined.
Rhukkarrak will just sit there with this revelation for a bit. And his eyes will snap open as he is trying to wrestle with this uneasy feeling and trying to recenter himself in this moment in time, in this in order to try and connect his thoughts and re-anchor to now. As he starts to get control of his thoughts and calm his emotions, he sits and thinks for a bit and realizes that while this is very unsettling, it's, as he realized before, it's not new. This is something that he has had most of his life, if not all of it. So he's able to calm down a bit, and he realizes that, well, he could probably use some more meditation to help center himself again. But this time, instead of pursuing what he has realized is going to be fruitless endeavor, he instead tries to focus internally on himself, and maybe a little bit of what he and Euan were talking about before, about his ancestry, about the cold, his connection to the frost and the cold, and just spend the rest of his meditation time on that.
Okay. You think back to the earliest of your memories, trying to grasp understanding of where you might have came from. These scales that a deep part of you know are you, they still feel so not at the same time. As you try to reach past your childhood, more or less, there's almost like a barrier that is holding you back, something that won't let you remember.
I think that with that, he will not want to complicate his thoughts anymore. He'll push out any actual memory, any actual anything. He's just trying to focus on his own breathing, about the feeling of his own heartbeat and his breaths, and a little bit of that innate magic, and just try to again center his mind with his body and push away any actual thought, and just try to connect with the primal feelings and emotions of his race and who he is, absent thought.
Okay, eventually, with the absence of thinking too in depth, you drift off to sleep. And not too long after, the rest of the Molly Hue follow suit. Euan, Din, eventually even Asja, after her eyes grow too heavy for the books, all retire for a night's rest aboard the Glimmerwick. And eventually, you wake up, and travel continues. As the days drift by with a strange serenity, as the Glimmerwick cuts through the molten waves, each sunrise bringing you closer to Florignis. The once endless dunes of the southern coast fade behind you, replaced by the shadowed line of land ahead, a dark horizon thick with ancient trees. To the east, the Dryad's Vale stretches vast and wild, its canopy blending into a low, simmering haze. The heat of the forest meets the cool air of the sea, birthing a fog so dense it almost seems alive, rolling across the coastline in a slow, twisting ribbons of steam. Even the rain cannot drive it away. Soon, that same fog drifts over the waves ahead. Forming a wall of pale vapor that swallows the horizon. The ship slows, the crew begins to prepare for approach. You've been told the mist is common during Tideswell, when the Dryad's Vale exhales its warmth into the world. But seeing it this close, glowing faintly with firelight beneath its surface, is something else entirely. Shante has taken the time to brief those who have never been to Florignis, her tone sharp, but not unkind. They're a strange lot, the people of Florignis, lovers of nature, through and through. They treat the land as something sacred, not just dirt beneath their feet. Best behave accordingly. Definitely do not trample the flowers, do not pick at the trees, and for the love of the stars, do not anchor the dryads, whatever that entails. They might smile at you at one moment and toss you out the next, no matter who you are. You've also been warned about the city guards, vigilant flame keepers as they're called, said to ensure that only those meant to enter Florignis may do so, whatever that means. For now, though, the mist thickens ahead, white and unbroken, and beyond it, you hope lies the Fire Blossom City. You all have a moment that you've gathered above deck here, the four of you, looking out into the fog.
Euan, you said you spent some time in Florignis, right?
There's a moment before Euan answers. He's looking into the mists as we near the Dryad's Vale and Florignis. And as Rhukkarrak turns to talk to him, Rhukka would notice that Euan's expression is uneasy, to say the least, and though he is there, his eyes are staring off into space and kind of empty. Euan will shake his head. I'm sorry, Rhukkarrak, what was that?
Oh, you said you spent some time in Florignis, right?
Aye, several decades.
Did you ever have the opportunity to check out the Citadel of Candles?
Many times. Both fortunately and unfortunately.
Did you lose someone there?
Not there. When I was initially brought here, well, when I found myself here, after I left the ruins of Cinder Tree, I was taken in by the Flame Keepers, and they helped me recover largely. There were many times where I worked with them, trying to learn their customs, and in a way help ease my own grief.
I didn't mean to. And he's gonna look over at Din and Asja. Just so you two are aware, the Citadel of Candles is their graveyard. It is where the flames of those who have passed on are kept. Anyway, I only bring it up because it is. I found it quite awe-inspiring the last time I came through. And I was curious if Euan also appreciated it. Anyway, we should check it out while we're there.
We should.
I will try and make time. But I do have quite a few things I would like to try and do while in Florignus as well. And surprisingly, none of them have to do with books.
What?
I know, surprising, right? I'm sure I'll find a library at some point, though. Maybe. I really should have paid attention more when in school. Maybe I would have had more information about where we're going. Do you know what their main building, like where they would have their records or their government or whatever, do you know where that might be in the city?
Probably the Hearthhome, if I had to venture to guess.
Okay, I will look for that. Thank you.
Yeah, well, it's kind of hard to miss. It's literally around the flame tree. The entire city is built around it.
Good
We're
to
in
know.
for quite a bit of a different city experience than what we've had in the past here. I'm looking forward to it in some ways.
Yes, and the sentinels here are kind of similar to the Elendar, where it's just a single building. And they don't really have that big of a presence here either. Might actually be less than Elendar. Well, actually, that was pretty empty, wasn't it?
Dad, I was doing some reading last night. You might want to hide the shiny for now. Just, it's kind of uncommon, and don't want to have too many questions asked until we find the right people who will ask us the questions, and maybe we can get some answers from them.
That is a fair thought.
It also might be a clear giveaway on what lies beneath you. I don't know how to put it, Your cohabiter?
Euan will chuckle just a little bit. And will pull the Elandris entirely off of his neck and put it in a same sort of pouch, pocket, whatever you want to call it, on the inside of the sash as Din's tinderbox. Something tells me that they wouldn't be too surprised if anything weird happened with me around again, but caution is definitely in our best interest.
Is there anything we should know about you in the city? Any concerns?
No concerns. I look fondly back on my time here. I spent many long years here, recovering, building back my strength, and working to repay those that took care of me. It was here that I learned my woodworking craft. It was here that I rehoned my combat abilities, and I fought alongside with the Flame Chapter now and then when they would contract some extra muscle. But the last time that I left here, I left with 3 others. And I am the only one returning. And I know not if the 2 that were killed near Tendrils, if their loved ones even know.
How many were you traveling with?
3 besides me.
That doesn't make sense. Okay. No, that makes sense. I guess I just did not meet 2 of them.
No. I watched
Or
the
were
other
you
2
traveling
fall.
with different people? Oh, okay.
I watched the other 2 fall before. Is it Rhukkarrak? Lost my notes.
Yes. Yes.
Before Rhukkarrak and I fled. Oh, that's news I don't want to deliver to their parents. Their loved ones, but I suppose it falls to
if you
me.
want support, I will be there when you tell them.
Euan
Rukkarrak
will
just put a
go
sorry. Rukkarrak just put a hand on your shoulder.
Euan will kind of attach himself to Asja for a moment, just needing that support for the time being.
It's strange. As the Glimmerwake glides forward, the world itself seems to disappear. The sea, the sky, even the horizon, all swallowed by a dense, white vapor that dulls every color and sound. The air feels heavy and close, each breath tinged with the taste of salt and heat. The soft glow of the molten waves fades beneath the shroud, leaving only the faintest creak of the ship's hull and the rhythmic pulse of its engine to remind you that you're still moving at all. You cling to the knowledge that Veril has guided the Glimmerwake through storms far worse than this. His steps are light, precise, very much like a dance. His hands even now tracing subtle motions through the air, as if coaxing unseen winds to steer the ship. Still, even his grace feels tested here, surrounded by this suffocating white. Argon, from across the deck, starts to pace, his crimson scales catching faint glints of orange through the fog. His single eye narrows as he stares into the blank expanse, the lines of his face drawn tight. He mutters something underneath his breath, just loud enough for those closest to catch. This does not seem quite right. Turning sharply, he strides towards Veril at the helm. The fog isn't usually this thick. Veril, in turn, pauses mid-motion, his trance-like rhythm broken, as his eyes flutter open, for perhaps the first time in the last hour. Their pale glow dim in the mist, as he tilts his head slightly, leaning to the silence around them. You're right. The elf's voice carries a note of curiosity, and a tinge of concern. His head cocks, gazing lost into the vapor that now swallows even the ship's bow. Argon straightens, his voice rising with quiet authority. Everyone, stay alert! From across the deck, Shanti's voice cuts through the fog, strained and uncertain. We can't see much past the vapors, Captain. It's like sailing through, a dream. A dream, or perhaps a nightmare. The mist thickens still, coiling in tendrils across the deck, muffling sound and motion alike. Something is up.
Ruko, in preparation, is going to cast his shadow armor and pull his weapons, just ready for whatever's going to happen.
Okay, as the shadows on the deck cling up towards Rhukkarrak, embracing his form, as you all kind of look around, hesitant, out into the vast nothingness that is this mist.
Asja is going to start moving a bit more towards the front of the ship.
Okay.
Argon, this is normally natural, right?
To an extent, the mists, I've not seen them like this before. They are too strong. I can't even see in front of the ship 5 feet.
Alright, going to try something. And she is going to use her elven ability to cast Detect Magic.
Okay.
And she's going to try and... But she's trying to get to the front of the ship so that the ship isn't... Like, the ship is obviously going to go wow. But,
wow.
so the ship isn't so much of a beacon in the... And
Right.
try and cast it on the fog.
Okay. So as you open your senses to the elemental energies that make up the world and keen to a little more of their understanding and how they're working in this moment, go ahead and just roll an Arcana check for me.
I don't want to do this, but I'm going to. I'm going to use my inspiration because I kind of feel right now might be a good time to actually have this information.
Okay.
And I didn't do much better, but 13.
13 is definitely better than 8. You start to open your consciousness here, and you very much do sense the strong elemental energy of fire coming from the hull and the ship as a whole. Its whole ship. The whole of the whole ship. Just emanates this very powerful fire magic. Fire energy. But you ignore that and you try to look out or sense out more or less into the mists here. And there is subtle magics at play here. There is a bit of water energy within the air and a little bit of fire as well, but not more than unnaturally would be. As far as it doesn't, you get the sense that this isn't some sort of spellcraft.
It's just a bigger season for the water meeting the fire, I guess. There's nothing more about this than that, as far as I could tell.
Let's
Is
have,
anybody able to make a good strong wind, and maybe we could blow it away a little bit from the front of the ship? Just curious.
as Asja says that, let's have everyone roll a nature check for me.
A wind check.
Apparently like rolling 8. My God.
20.
Ooh, nice. I got an 18.
15.
Okay.
10.
All of you know that, well, maybe not Asja, she hasn't really been up this way. But these mists are natural, and especially during Tideswell, when the heavy rains start to come down and extinguish, more or less, the flames and heat of the Dryad's Veil, they're pretty prevalent. But this definitely is not just the mists in the Dryad's Veil. Something more at play. And Euan, your the first to have something click. You've heard stories, being in Florence as long as you had, about gigantic aquatic creatures that usually are not anywhere near the coastlines here, but working for the Flame Chapter as you did, you heard rumors of these ginormous aquatic beings that would ambush very large prey using the concealment of mist and vapor. And it's only when that realization starts to dawn upon you that you see it. First, it's only a shape, a vast shifting shadow deep within the mist. You blink and it's gone, the mist suffusing it. Then slam! As the Glimmerwreck shudders violently as something enormous collides with the hull. A thunderous crack echoes through the fog, followed by the sound of straining emberglass and the hiss of boiling water. Another impact, then another. Massive, sinuous tentacles bursting from the vapor, wrapping around the ship like the grasp of some ancient god. The deck tilts sharply as the vessel lurches to a sudden stop. The emberglass hull groans and buckles under the crushing force, heat radiating where the tendrils grip. Steam billows upwards, blanketing everything in the blinding white. And then the bell tolls thrice. The sound of cutting through the chaos like a heartbeat of alarm. Argon calls out, "Got us free or we'll end up at the bottom of the sea!" As the captain roars, carries over the storm of noise as he draws his weapon, a blazing flame of living fire that roars to life in his clawed hand. Across the deck, Shantae is already moving, shouting orders as she swings one of the arcane ballista into position. Its runes spark into life with brilliant energy. Around you, the crew scrambles, ropes snap, and the sea below boils with motion. I'm going to need everyone to roll for initiative. We return as the Glimmerwake is bombarded by a creature of the depths, a gigantic tentacled creature that you can't quite see all of its details yet. But what you do see are 4 large, some might say huge, tentacles that are currently grasping and crushing the Glimmerwake very strongly. The Glimmer, you can see fractures of the ember glass start to form where the contact of these made. You know that if not left unchecked, the Glimmerwake will not last long underneath this much force. But that's where you guys come in. We're gonna have everyone roll initiative here.
Are we taking bets if Euan rolls below a 5?
What's the bet?
I rolled the 1 this time. You can't.
Oh, no.
Sorry, it was on me.
Oh, nice.
There you
Finally,
go.
I roll high.
There you go.
All right. I'm not going on a 0 this time. There's still a 0 in the number.
Yeah.
No, apparently it's me that's taking it for the team this time.
Yeah, and like if you also like if you want to go first, Karinan, it's okay with me.
All right, Asja, what was your initiative?
4?
4?
4. Nice. Din.
I got what 21? Yes.
When Rhukkarrak got the same.
No, I got 17, but I have the ability to.
Oh right. Okay. You guys are gonna swap with your alert feat.
Yes.
Okay. Put Din at 17 and Ruka at 1. And then Euan.
10.
Little 10. Alright, now let me roll for this bad boy. $11. Alrighty. So we begin the combat. Ruka, you are up. What are you doing?
Okay, Ruka is going to rush to the tentacle on the upper right corner.
There's 4 of them. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. There are 4.
Oh, okay. I guess the one that's closest to him then.
Yep.
Just
Rushing over there. As you get into a close proximity of it, this thing is steaming. Like, you can see mist and vapor trailing off of it as well, and just a general sense of heat kind of exudes from it itself.
ugh. I can't wait till we get up north. And he is going to go ahead and attack the thing. Actually, while he's going, yeah.
What you doing, Ruka?
Yep. He's gonna go ahead and strike at it with his blade. He's not gonna bother lighting it on fire because I'm pretty sure that this thing is resistant, if not immune.
I will say with Asja's arcane check and Euan's natural, or it wasn't a natural one, it was a dirty 20, right? For the nature check.
That's
Both
correct.
of you share a glance in this moment and can communicate to the rest of the team. This thing will eat fire all day. It is not affected by fire.
Okay.
It consumes it.
Yep. He's attempting to chop off the tentacles so we can get out of here.
Yep. Make your
He's going
attack.
to. Yep. First, he's going to just slash with his Emberglass short sword.
23
That's a
definitely
23
hits.
to hit. Okay, that gives him advantage on his next attack. That's three slashing damage.
Yep, 3
But
points
that
of
gives him
slashing
advantage on the
damage.
next attack, which Nick allows him to attack during the same
Yep, but real quick,
attack action.
as you slice into this bulbous, sinuous tentacle, some very steaming hot ichor sprays out at you from the slashing damage. I need you to make a dexterity
Great.
saving throw for me. Ooh,
Oh, really?
that is a failure. You're going to take 11 points of fire damage. You're just coated with this steaming hot blood that just clings to you and starts burning your flesh. Like pricking a water balloon.
Okay. Well, he's trying to get us out of here, so I'm gonna continue.
Okay.
Dagger with advantage. That's a 18.
18 hits.
Excellent. Going to be an additional 3 plus now he can do the sneak attack. So it's
12 total.
12 total.
Okay, go ahead and make another dexterity saving throw for me.
Come on. I got good dex. 10.
That is also a failure. As more boiling ichor spills out, dealing 12 more points. You were just covered in just steaming hot. Like, you feel like your skin is melting at this point.
Okay. Then he's going to. He's going to step back by 5 feet,
Okay. Oop.
and with his bonus action, throw his booming blade.
Okay.
Make a fresh weapon uses spell casting. Make a melee attack. Okay, yeah. Yep. He's throwing the dagger.
Yep. If the tentacle moves, it will be boomed.
So
18 hits again. Yep.
And that's just 5 damage.
5 more points of damage. Still very nice. Total of 20 points of damage in that round. But this time you throw the dagger and it sinks into the tentacle, and blood does spill out, but you are far enough back that it does not catch your skin. Anything else, Rhukkarrak?
Nope. That is it.
Yep.
And if it moves, it takes a little bit more damage.
That it will. All right, Din, you are up.
Okay, so the fog impedes like vision, right?
It is in a degree, yes.
Okay. But like, how far away am I from like the nearest tentacle? Is that the one up north?
You're pretty,
northeast?
yeah. Both the tentacle down to the southwest there and the northeast are about the same distance from you, and that's about like 20-25 feet roughly.
Okay. All right, so I'm gonna take a step, like southeast.
Okay.
Let's make it 2-step. No, yeah, let's make it
10 feet down
2.
south.
Yeah, I don't
Southeast,
wanna-
though. That's
Yes, I want to try and be
that's
like,
There we go.
yes, okay, yeah, like near the edge, but not like hugging the railing. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And from there, I'm actually gonna try and shoot the one that Rhukkarrak's fighting. That's one north now, right?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, so let's go. I'm gonna shoot with my crossbow. Oh wait, no. I'm actually going to try and laser beam.
Laser
thing.
beam.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's go with second level guiding bolt.
You are.
Can I use my attack roll? Ooh, nice.
24 definitely hits.
Okay, this is at second level, so I'm gonna roll 5d6.
Ooh.
Okay, 20 points of radiant.
20 points of radiant damage as it blasts into the thing. A large portion of this tentacle just gets eviscerated as it starts to recoil from that. Still wrapping tight, but definitely very damaged.
Okay.
Now glimmers with the light that catches on the slimy tentacle.
Okay, so then I'm going to look at Euan and say, if it's fire, you got this. Get in there. And I'm gonna give him bardic inspiration
Okay.
with my bonus
Nice.
action. And that's it.
Okay. We are now up to the crew's turn, including Shantae, as she starts to spin the arcane ballista towards it, but then hearing your conversation that you shout between each other, saying that fire is more or less useless against the thing, she mutters a curse underneath her breath, and just like, why does it always gotta be damn fire? And she's going to step up a little bit and just throw one of her javelins out towards it. Ooh, that's going to be a 20. It's going to hit for a total of... Ooh, max damage. 8 points of damage. Oh, it is very low. The javelin sticks into it and more ichor spills out. As she kind of does a little... Yeah. Then the rest of the crew are panicking a little bit. And this individual here is going to try to flee the deck there. And this individual is also going to start moving down some, jump over the side there. I'm just going to, like, get to the middle, away from the edges. And that's about it for the crew. You see Varel starting to accelerate his dance movements, but the wind is like blowing around the mist here, but there's just so much mist that it's not really expunging the mist at all. It's just moving it around more than anything. Move over, now it is Argon's turn, who looks at the flame blade in his hand and just curses underneath his breath as well, and calls out to all four of you there. I will go down to the brig. We must get out of here as soon as possible. I will get it ready to go very fast. Just get those things off, so I'm not tethered. And with that, he starts marching down to whatever arcane engine room that he warned you not to enter when you first boarded. Alright, that is the cruise. So now we are at the creature's turn. As Euan, you know this thing to be called the Vakeen. Gigantic monstrosities that usually aren't a problem to sailors, as they don't seem interested in the smaller prey. However, it seems that the Glimmerwake might have enough fire energy to draw its attention. So with that, the tendrils start to crack down further as more glass starts to shatter across the hull here, dealing a significant amount of damage to the Glimmerwake. It won't hold much longer. Maybe a few more rounds, you're not sure. But it's holding still currently. You see arcane runes start to flash up with abjuration magic in it doing so, but they are also straining against the raw force and power of this creature. Along with that, you see Rhukkarrak's favorite thing in the world as two gigantic crab-like claws from this creature surface on the side of the deck there. Start to reach out towards Rhukkarrak. As they move forward a little bit, at this point you can see the actual beastie itself. As it kind of rears part of its ginormous form, stretching one of these like tentacle arms that is quite a bit more beefy with this large claw at the end of it towards Rhukkarrak, who is attacking that tentacle over there. It's going to make an attack action here. That is going to be a 22 with your mage armor and your ward. What is your AC currently?
No, I just have my mage armor up at the time. It's 17. Definitely hits.
Okay. So as it reaches down and grapples Rhukkarrak once again in its massive claws, dealing a total of 22 points of damage. Most of it slashing, a little bit of fire. As it just starts to squish you and crush you with this claw that is 2-3 times the size of you. You feel like a small little ant in this thing's grasp as it starts to raise you off the deck.
Ruka looks like he's about 6 seconds from passing out.
With that, the other claw is going to reach out. I don't know if I can quite get far enough to reach. Let's see. 20. Ah, no, not the whole beast view. Where is?
Ruka would be the greatest warrior if it wasn't for his
Anything with claws?
Why is it not? Oh, there
If it wasn't for claws, he'd be fine.
Yeah, the other one can't quite reach the rest of you, and it doesn't really. It hasn't. The Asja and Euan haven't really attacked it yet. This thing is not the brightest of beasts, so it just grabs Ruka there and starts to drag him back a little bit, about 10 feet off the ground there. If I can get my tokens to work properly. There we go. And then you watch as the actual creature starts to, at least the larger portion of its body, starts to slowly submerge again. That is its turn. Euan, it is your turn.
So Euan is going to draw the great sword rather than the halberd this time around. He's going to shout out to the rest of the ship. Use spells if you can. Stay away from it. Ranged attacks only, unless you can take the heat. If you can take the heat, and he will rage as he is saying all of this, and as he's saying it, the bark skin is kind of overtaking him. And as he says, and if you can take the heat, it finishes closing over his face, and he'll bellow out, "With me," and charge over to the arm that is holding Rhukkarrak and is going to do a round of attacks recklessly on the pincer.
Yep. Go for it.
All right. Oh, let me. Oh, I have to actually hit the button for my rage benefits. Activate rage. There we go. That's a natural 20.
Ooh, that is a natural 20. That definitely hits.
Yep. For a total of 25 points of damage.
25 points of damage. Very nice.
Oh,
As you carve into this giant meaty claw, it does not, like the tentacles, spill out its ichor. It bleeds quite profusely, and you still see some steam dropping from that. But it's not as much of a water balloon as there's too many muscles that are within it. But it does very good damage to it. Alright. What else are you doing, Euan?
It's the second attack with great sword. 26 to hit.
That also hits.
For another. There we go. For 15 damage on it for a total of 40 for the round.
You are coming through very broken on my end. I can't really hear you.
Oh. My internet is.
There it goes. That's
yelling at me.
Oh no.
15 points of damage for a total of 40 over the round.
40 over the round.
Claw.
Very nice. The claw it's bleeding quite profusely, and you mind not stepping into the pool of blood and ichor that kind of steams from the deck there, catching the rain as well. But
Right.
yeah, it is not like I'm actually gonna have it roll. We'll just say a Constitution check to see if it holds under with such heavy damage done to it in one round. We'll say DC 15 for this. Oh, that's only a 14!
Yes!
Alright, Ruka, you drop from the claw, land on your feet on the ground, feeling like shite, but you are no longer grappled by it. Anything else you want?
No, that's action, bonus action, movement. That's everything.
Okay. We then move on to Asja.
Okay. Okay, thank you for highlighting where I am because I'm like, I can't even tell where my token is. Alright, so from what I can see of the image when the fog is going by, you can still kind of see, pardon me, the head of the creature, correct?
Currently, yeah, it's currently submerging, but you can, right now, see it.
Okay. And it has been made known that it does not, that it's pretty good with fire, but Asja goes, kind of chuckles to herself. Oh, this is kind of ironic, and pulls out a pickled tentacle and begins to cast whatever we've renamed Hunger of Hadar to. And she's gonna cast it on the head area, like so the face area, because I can see the eyes when it goes away. She's gonna cast it around the eye area.
So go ahead and read the
cold
spell
damage.
for me.
Yes. You open a gateway to the far realm, a region infested with unspeakable horrors, but with her it was a little different. A 20-foot radius sphere of darkness appears, hers was light, centered on a point with a range, the lasting for the duration, which is... I'll find it. The sphere is difficult terrain and filled with strange whispers and slurping noises. Hers was crystalline noises, which can be heard up to 30 feet away. No light, magic, otherwise can illuminate the area. And the creature fully within have the blinded condition. Any creature that starts its turn in the area takes 2d6 of cold damage. Any creature that ends its turn there must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or take 2d6 acid damage from otherworldly tentacles. which I find funny.
Yeah, we reworked the spell a little bit to flavor
Yeah, we
Asja
did.
more to be this giant mote of light that erupts in the space where this creature's noggin is, that just suffuses, and with the fog present here, it is blinding. You can't even really stare over that. It looks like staring directly into Alamor as it just starts to burn away the being of itself. Go ahead and roll the damage for that.
Okay.
It's going to be radiant damage instead of cold, because cold doesn't
Yes.
sense for the reflavor.
6 points of
Points.
radiant damage.
Okay.
Yep. And she's going to, now that it's blind, she'll move back those 3 little squares she can to the edge of. Basically, she's going to put her hand out behind her and move back to the edge of the ship, moving away from the tentacles that are in her face.
How far do you, just all the way to the edge?
All the way to the edge, because she heard you, and she's just going to cast as many range spells as she can. But hopefully, this gave people an advantage where it's now blind, so maybe its pincers won't be able to reach out and grab somebody as easily.
Okay, very nice.
And that's her turn.
So as it recoils from this brilliant area of pure radiance, a low kind of shudder goes through the air here as it groans this growl of the depths. And it's not happy. But that is your turn, so we move back to the top of the round with Rhukkarrak.
I wasn't trying to make it happy.
What? You want to throw a party? Okay, Ruka is going to go ahead and breathe out in frosty mist that will solidify on his form. And as part of that, he is also going to throw one of his extra daggers.
Okay.
Sure, he's going to continue to, because that tentacle that he was attacking looks like it's almost severed through, right?
It's very, like, you can see parts of it that are just holding on by like a thread of sinew and tissue. Very close to being snapped to no longer bind the ship.
Okay. Then yeah, he's going to throw one of his regular daggers as part of that action. Hello? Oh, there we go. Oh, well, I missed.
10, yep, unfortunately misses.
Okay, and then as his bonus action, he's going to throw up his Blade Ward dagger, or his Gust Guard dagger.
Okay. Casting Blade Ward on yourself. As the winds kind of start circling around you, offering a further protection. Feel a little like you've got your breath now with the frost armor around you and the winds buffering any other attacks. You're hoping that's enough. Anything else?
Nope, that's he's gonna back away from the claw a little bit, just 10 feet, sure.
Okay, 10 feet over here. I will say it would get an opportunity attack, however, it is blinded, so it's going to have a disadvantage on this. It tries to reach out and grab you again, not liking the fact that you fell through its claw there. Is this for frost armor?
Yeah, frost armor.
Disadvantage. Yeah, it's only 12. Not gonna quite hit. Alright. With that, we move on to Din.
Okay, what to do? The tentacle that I shot at, like, it's really, like, damaged, right?
Yeah, it's very, very big.
The pincer as well?
The claw looks rough, the one that they were attacking. There's another one right over here. It's the one that Euan's carving at. It's, yeah, not doing great.
So I'm gonna move 15 feet. Oh, no, 10 feet towards the north.
Yep. there. Right, kind of in front of Asja.
Yeah, that works. And I'm gonna shoot at the pincer
Okay.
with my bonus action. Okay, with my crossbow. Using my feature, what's the name of it? My war priest. Bonus attack. Okay.
Okay. That
And
hits.
nice. So 12 points of
Ooh.
damage, like
Yep.
magical piercing. And then with my action, I'm actually gonna take the dodge action,
Okay.
and that's my turn.
At the end of your turn, it will use a legendary action as that claw gets battered once again from your bolt there. It kind of rears back and then slams down towards Euan. It is going to attack Euan here. Ooh, that's only a 16 though.
Nope.
Does not quite hit. You see it coming, and you step out of the way as it slams and causes the entire deck to kind of bevel for a moment, but it does not make contact with you. Alright, now it is the crew's turn. Shante once again steps a little off to the side here and throws another javelin towards that one that is very low. Oh, that's an natural one. That misses. It just goes overboard, and yeah, she curses. Alright, with that, the rest of the crew, this guy is not wanting to be right there. He follows the captain down. And likewise, this one kind of runs over here, and then rushes down as well. They are meant to sail this ship, not necessarily fight giant abyssal creatures. Alright, next up is Argon, who moves towards the brig here and starts doing that. So that will be his turn. I'm going to have him roll an Arcana check, though. Ooh, they're doing it. Very nice, very nice. You feel the Glimmerwake start to, like, vibrate almost as those runes start to pulse further and further as they send a wave of energy out through the actual Ember Glass hole and deal the creature some damage here. $16 points of damage.
Now, is that just to the creature main, or is that also to each of the tentacles and whatnot?
It was mainly just to the creature here. You see the tentacles do suffer impact as well, but not as, like, they're not, like, hugging it like this thing is.
I was just curious for planning my next moves.
Alright. With that, we move down to the creature's turn. As it is going to take some damage at the start of its turn. I think from the brilliant beam of Hadar, or whatever we want to call it. Go ahead and roll that
starting
damage.
its turn, I get 2d6 again. It's going to take another 6 points of damage because
Yep.
my dice are uninspired tonight. There we go.
Oh no. Every damage.
Any damage
counts.
is damage.
That's very true.
As it starts to slink underneath the waves there, as it does so, it is going to claw out towards you and once more. With this claw, it is going to have disadvantage though, being blinded. Ooh, that's still a 22 to hit. I believe still hits you, Euan.
Yes, that still hits.
Yep. So it would be 20, but 6 of that is fire, so that is only 17 points of damage to you as it claws you in its grasp and starts to haul you now.
Well, how
With
how
it.
much of it So 14 of it is
slashing. So, alright, you're raging too.
splash. So it's a total
That's
of 10 damage.
correct. Yep. Not both. This thing starts to back up and starts to submerge once more. We'll say parts of it are still going to be in your spell for this next turn, Asja, as it still encompasses part of it. This,
If it's ending its turn, it needs to make a dexterity saving throw, DC 16.
yeah, we'll do that here in a second. This one also draws Euan into the area as well, so I believe Euan takes that damage as well. So if you want to roll another 2d6.
Sorry, Euan.
It's alright.
6 again.
6.
So Euan, you take 6 full damages. This is radiant, not reduced. As you're just pulled into this brilliant light that just suffuses the entire area. And it burns in a different way than fire does. But that is basically its turn now. And so now it is going to make a dex save.
Dex save, DC 16.
That's a 2 or a 3. Not going to make it.
Alright.
Takes,
It takes 7 points of acid damage.
7 points of damage. Here you go. Yeah, with that is its turn. As you just feel the Glimmerite continue to shudder under the intense pressure. Each time it takes a turn here, for each tendril, the Glimmerite is taking damage compounded for each one that remains, and it is not looking great. But Euan, it is now your turn. As you're being dragged into the sea, you're just it's pulling you right over the ledge right now.
Right. Well, the best recourse I have is to try to sever the claw that is holding on to me.
Yeah.
So if I attack recklessly, is that going to just put me at regular attack then?
Yeah, we'll say that works because you are blinded from the brilliant light, but with recklessly.
15 to hit.
15 for the claws, just misses.
We're going to use the inspiration.
Okay.
17.
There you go. 17 does hit.
Right. So that's going to be another 17 points of damage to
There
the
you
claw.
go. That will do it. As you just reach up your sword high into the sky, feeling the pain of this gigantic claw squishing all your organs, crunching the bark that makes up your outer shell right now. You come down with a swift, heavy blow and just carve it in half to the point where it just kind of falls apart. There, as it did, and you fall to the deck, no longer
Right.
grappled.
Am I still in the Radiance of Hadar, whatever
You
it is?
definitely are, yes.
Okay. I'm gonna try to back out of it.
Okay, you can do so.
And then I'm going to pull one of the hand axes off of my bandolier and throw it at the tentacle that's heavily damaged
Yeah, go for it.
for the other attack.
Yep.
So
There you go.
23 to hit.
Okay, this thing has 2 hit points. As long as you do more than 1
For a
hit
total
point,
of 10.
you're good. As you see the tentacle there that is basically fraying like the edge or a rope of severe age. You mark out the aim, throw the axe as it flies cleanly through the air, and chops the last bit of that tendril away as a big kind of snapping noise is heard as it is no longer grinding and breaking the Glimmerite. Very nice. Yep.
And
Still have a bit of movement if you would like.
yeah, where's the next nearest tentacle to me?
I'll zoom out here a little bit. You can see one and hear one grinding like the very top there of the ship. And there's 2 down here as well.
Then I will bonus action bamf out the wings and move
Yep.
the rest of my movement speed to
Okay,
the bow of the
so-
ship.
You got 40 is your movement speed, right?
That's correct.
So you have about 30 feet left. We'll put you about 10 feet in the air. As you just fly directly up. There. To 30 feet. Whee. There you go. That's about to where you can get.
All right, and that is Euan's turn.
Yeah. Asja, you were up.
Okay, the tentacle just to the south of the radiance of
Okay.
Asja, we'll call it. Yeah, that one. We need to get rid of these quick. And she's going to cast, cross her fingers and cast Guiding Bolt. My rolls haven't been that great tonight, but let's try. 16?
16 does hit the tentacle, yes.
Yay!
Oh, the dice.
That is 30 points of radiant damage.
30 points of rating damage as it just blasts a big chunk of it off as it like recoils.
Oh my God.
Has to like reposition some of the tendrils there. Yeah, it over half. So we're gonna actually have it roll a Constitution save as well to see if you just hit it hard enough that it.
Christmas, that's a big hit.
Let's go. That is over half of its total HP. Say DC 15.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a dirty 20. So it does manage to hold on. They still are quite constitutional, but big hit.
Okay.
Anything else for you?
Nope. Again, Dad said do range. She's doing range, and that's spells. So nope, she's
Yeah.
done.
At the end of your turn, it is going to make another legendary action as it fully slips underneath the waves now, including its
Okay.
claw and reposition some. All right, Rhukkarrak. Top of the round, you are up.
Okay, well, Rhukkarrak is going to walk the extra, 5 feet to the remains of the tentacle that they were attacking and pick up his 2 daggers.
Yep. It's about 10 feet.
And-
yeah, you can
Then he's going to spend the rest of his movement going south towards the 2 tentacles at the
Yep.
back of the ship. And he doesn't really have much range option other than the daggers, so
But where you can get
he's just gonna throw his regular dagger
regular dagger.
at the same one that Asja just attacked.
Blasted. It's about 20 feet away. What is the range of a dagger?
It's 20 feet.
20, 40.
60.
Okay, so I'll say you don't have a disadvantage on it because it's just within the range there. It's a pretty big tentacle. So your total was 8. That's not it, unfortunately.
We're gonna use my extra inspiration. 'cause
Oh,
why
okay.
not?
There you go.
We're all burning through it. And I have 2 anyway. Ah, are you kidding me?
Went from an 8 to a 9. Oh no. Yeah, unfortunately.
It's not very
Yeah.
inspired.
What I'll say is I'll let you hit it if the dagger goes into the water and it flies just like as it cuts it, it falls into the water and you lose the dagger.
Okay.
It's up
That
to
makes
you.
sense. Yeah, I mean, it is a regular dagger, and I do have enough money to replace it.
Okay. So go ahead and roll for damage here. It is Splution in the Molten Sea. 4 points. Very nice.
And as it flies over the edge, he kind of curses under his breath. And is like, well. And that is going to be basically all he can do. Okay.
Yeah.
DM, I have a quick question.
Yes.
Forgot that I had the bardic inspiration from Din for that
that's right.
heroic inspiration that I used. Would I be able to swap those out, or is it too late?
It is
I
unfortunately
would have only
late.
needed to roll a 1. All right, that's fine.
Yeah.
Just wanted to double check. That's
You
all
do
good.
still have that inspiration or the bardic
Yes.
inspiration to use for future here. Alrighty. Din, you are up now.
Okay, great. Ooh. I think I'm going to move like, yeah, let's move west to like a square, 5 feet.
Yep.
Yeah. And I'm gonna. Is the tentacle up north still there? I'm sorry,
It is, yes. There's still
Can't
one at the
quite
very top of the ship there.
Okay, so the other one, like, is already gone. The one that we.
Yes,
were
the one right over
attacking.
here.
Okay,
Euan
perfect.
finished off with a throwing axe.
Okay. So I'm gonna shoot at the one closest, which is the one that's like southwest.
Yep.
And that's gonna be with my bonus action again.
Yep.
Yeah. Here we go. I have 2 more of those. 26 to hit.
26 definitely
That
hits.
hits, right?
5
okay.
more points. Okay.
That's
It's looking very rough.
okay. And again, with my action, I want to just take the dodge action.
Okay.
And that's gonna be my turn for now.
Alrighty. Shantae is up next here. As she repositions a little bit as well here. Come along up over here, kind of in the middle of the ship. And throw towards this other tentacle that you all are now bombarding. 15 hits a tentacle. Alright, for damage there. 6 points of damage. Oh. It is very low. Alright, as that hits, she then backs off a little bit too. Be her turn. Argon continues to work underneath the deck. I'm just going to make another Arcana check here. Arcana. Oh my gosh! He knows exactly what the hell he's doing down there. Alright, with a natural 20, it is going to affect everything on board. So as those runes flare very, very vibrantly, the entire Glimmerwick starts to glow in this brilliant kind of arcane light, as this just pulse of energy. It attempts to expunge any unwanted visitors. Roll that damage here. Oops. 10 points. Okay. So each tentacle is going to take 10 points. Which is enough to sever this one completely off. So it just gets blasted out into the water. No longer attached. The one up top here also takes damage. Then the beastie down below does take some damage too. As well as the claw. And you can hear the Glimmerwake with that other tentacle now blasted off. There's now 2 still holding it in place as it starts to almost like a tug of war game that is starting to lean one way or the other. It is starting to almost be able to move. It is still straining and cracking underneath the fury of this beast. Right, now we move to the creature's turn. Ooh. I can be reposition. Well, starts to emerge over on this other side.
Darn it.
I hate my life choices.
And yeah, it is just going to grab the closest thing there, so unfortunately that is Asja. So it is going to, if I can not yeah. There's the claw. The claw. It kind of bursts from the water there, the steam and vapor rising from it as this large crustacean claw rips out towards you. Asja attacks. Oh, that's only a natural one though.
Asja pulls out butter and tongs and just looks at it in the eye.
As you duck
Pinch,
in
no pinch, no pinch.
the brink of time, hearing the water bubble to the surface, as this thing is very large, and so it doesn't move incredibly quickly. And as the large claw goes over your head, it does not make contact with you. Right, that is its turn. We then move on to Euan.
This tentacle's getting a heaping helping of Euan up in its grill. So Euan is going to move the last couple of feet that he needs to get up to it. And D&D Beyond, thank you. Will attack recklessly. It's a dirty 20 for
20
attack
hits.
number 1. For another 17 points of damage.
17 points of damage, okay.
And for attack number 2, that's a natural 20.
Oh my, that's the second one. All right, go for it.
Let's go.
Roll that crit. You need 23 points of damage. Can you need it? Oh! See, this is why I'm starting to tell you guys the hell, because I'm not making this up when they all have 1 hit point for whatever reason.
What the heck? Oh.
So as you come down with this massive swing, just start carving through this thing like butter, this insanely hot vapor just starts spilling out of it. I actually need you to make 2 dex saving throws, as you still are not immune to fire damage. But as you just start to get coated by this...
Wait, I have advantage on those, but that's still an 18 for the first one.
Okay, so half damage on the first one.
And 16 on the second one.
Okay, so both those succeed, so you will take half damage on both of those. We're just going to roll both.
Which is going to be then half of the half that I end up
Yep,
taking.
so a 4th damage here. They're great rolls. So 20, so you take 5 points of fire damage in total. As you start carving through this thing as this wave of just immense heat that you just embrace with the fury of your rage, just screaming at this tendril. And you get done with it and you look back and there's just this tiny little tendril of a artery that is holding this tentacle together
I can't
somehow.
bonus action stomp on it or something at disadvantage. You can say no, DM. I'm joking.
We're gonna, it's holding on.
Yep.
That's funny though. One hit point.
Euan swears very loudly in Sundarian.
All right. With that, anything else for you, Euan? Movement, attacks.
Nope, that's it.
Okay. Asja, it is your turn.
Okie dokie. I don't like the position I'm in, but that's okay. Yeah, she's going to... Oh, no. The face will be far enough away. I guess she's... Okay, question actually. What can she see past all the tentacles? Can she see up in the north? See, she just heard Euan, yell out in Sindarian very loudly, and by now she's probably starting to learn some Sindarian curse words.
From that range in the advanced floor there, you can't quite see what's going on there with the shrouded fog that is encompassing the area currently.
Okay, never mind. We're going for the face with this then. Because if she moves, I'm seeing a lot of tentacles and stuff like that around her that might get some attacks of opportunity.
Yep.
So we're going to Eldritch Blast the Eldritch creature into the face.
Go ahead and roll. Do so at disadvantage since you are within 5 feet of it.
Okay. Well, hold on. Let's just do a second roll to see if that one's even worse. Nope, that one was even better.
Good.
Okay, so that
17
one, first
does
one,
hit.
No,
You're just shooting the
first
face.
one was a 9. The first one was a 17. You're right. I'm shooting in the face. Yay!
Oh.
For 1 point of damage.
Hey, it's every point matters. Oh, that's funny. All right.
Oh. I wonder
You
if she's
have,
gonna feel good about herself. Yeah, I know. I wonder if she's gonna feel good about herself at the end of this. Oh no! Why did it do that with different dice? An 11. I miss on the next one. I'm missing ring.
11.
My rolls didn't come through. Yeah,
Did not.
I used... Here, hold on. Because you've had people re-roll before. There's one. It won't roll 2 of these dice together, so...
Oh, that's strange.
There's the natural 1 for 9.
Okay. Fortunately, misses, as there's just all this matter of tentacles and whatnot in your area that you're trying to dodge and avoid as you're trying to shoot these beams, but it's just too much bobbing and weaving that you can't quite make purchase on the side.
Well, spoken action, people are gonna hear her go, "This is going to hurt. I'm used to this part." And kind of get ready. She'll just kind of brace herself for whatever's coming.
Okay.
And there we go.
Alright. Like, willing it into existence. At the end of your turn, it will use another legendary action here to attempt to scoop you up once more.
Asja scrabbles for that. Nope, tongues and butter didn't work this time.
That is a 27, so it does
Yeah.
scoop you up, dealing... 22 points of damage, some of which is fire, but only one of it is fire. 22 or 21 piercing, or slashing. It just grapples you and starts crushing your sides, your ribs, everything. It does not feel great, and lifts you into the air, and it starts to once again submerge underneath the water there. It pulls away. Okay, with that, you are currently overboard. It has not fully submerged yet, but it is working on that, and you are currently like eye level, like the edge of the ship there. But if you were to fall, currently you would fall into the water. That is its turn, or it's oh wait, no, that was a legendary action, so it actually does not move. It just grabs you.
Okay.
Reverse. Okay, there we go. Rhukkarrak, you're up.
Rhukkarrak's just gonna like look at the dagger in his hand for a bit and look at the massive beast, and just he's going to run over to where his gear is, somewhere in the middle of the ship. We'll take like we'll say 10 feet away from the creature, pretend his backpack somewhere in the middle there, and he's going to kind of go around in there a little bit frantically, and then realize, oh wait, I have this short bow. It was made for me forever ago.
I have a
And
bow.
He will pull it out and knock an arrow. And he is going to quickly glance around and see the tentacle that Euan is dealing with seems to be almost done. And he's just gonna shout, "Euan, save Asja!" And she's gonna shoot the tentacle.
Okay, you are far enough away. What is the range on your short bow?
80,
Yep.
320.
So you can definitely hit it still, but it's obscured some due to the mist. You're far enough away, so it just has a higher AC. So go for it.
Great. Because I'm an expert with this short bow.
Hey, that will still
21.
do it. That will still do it.
Yes!
As you fire cleanly out towards it and snap that last tendril, piecing it together as it rips clean. And Euan, go ahead and make a dex save for me.
All right.
Another snapping noise of gruesome.
17.
17 is a save, so you take half damage, so a quarter damage because it is fire. Oh. So quarter is going to be 3 damage.
Got 3 damage.
3 more fire damage. Alright. With that, the Glimmerite starts to lurch forward. It's starting to move slowly now. The tentacle is still grasping and holding in place there, though. Alright. With Or at least holding it to the point where it's not able to bolt forward away from this creature. With that, Din, it is your turn.
Okay. Right. So. Ooh. I'm going to use my action to cast a guiding bolt on the pincer.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna do it at level 3.
Okay.
As Din is like focusing his laser beam, trying to like chop it off so it drops Asja.
18 does hit the pincer.
Okay. So 66 because this is a level 3. Okay, that was a low roll. 16 points of damage.
16k, not quite enough to deal half of its hit points, but it's not going to have to make a save to drop her. But it is still a good damage regardless.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a shot with my crossbow. So
Okay.
like Din is like focusing, like his magical energy, like channeling it on the ray, and like where the ray was, and like scorched the pincer, then like the bolt's gonna hit. Woo! Nice, natural 20.
Natural 20, there you go.
For a total
another
of 8 points of damage.
8 points. Oh, so close. You needed a total of 30 damage in order to do half of its health in the one round.
Okay.
That's not
Good thing I have action
quite.
surge.
There you go.
Yeah, and like as soon as the first bolt hits, there comes the second one for a 22 to hit. 21, sorry.
Using your
Yeah, using
kind of
every-
divinity to make it hit. Plus 10.
Yeah.
Okay, that definitely hits.
using all my resources. Okay, 5 points of them.
5. That's only 29 total damage.
Are you kidding me?
Oh my god.
21 plus 8, yeah. 29 total damage. And so,
We need 30?
unfortunately, needed 30 to do half of its.
Oh,
To give it like
fuck.
system
1
shock.
point
type
curse.
of-
1 point short again.
One
Oh, Jesus. Okay, yeah. So Dane is like trying his best, like standing his ground and shooting at it, trying to make it drop Asja. And that's my turn for now.
Okay, it is looking very damaged. It is not doing great, but it is still carrying her out to sea currently. Ashante is going to step back further from that edge there and throw another javelin up at that claw as well. There we go. 21 definitely hits. 7 more points. Okay, it's not looking great. Right, so that's her turn. Argon is down, making more Arcana checks. That's a 14 only. Okay, so this time no energy burst, but you see the ship is definitely ready to bolt as soon as it is no longer tethered by anything. Okay, it is now the creature's turn as it begins to back away. Asja in tow. And it starts to submerge. I'll say the actual body of it there submerges. The claw is still above the water there. It actually is going to attempt to fling you, Asja, as you are now in its claw. We're going to whoop.
What, is it a dolphin and I'm a pufferfish or something? Like,
Something along those lines. Let's see here, where did...
suddenly I'm a toy.
Yeet.
Yeah. What'd you do this afternoon?
Right. Doesn't want to work for me to be... There we go. Okay. So I need you to make... It depends. It is, like, going to fling you out into the sea, more or less.
Okay.
So if you would like to hold on, you can try to do that. Or if you would like to direct your flingage, you could try to do that. What would you like to do at this moment?
I would like to try and direct my flingage so that I do not get further than, say, about 30 feet from the ship.
Okay. So go ahead and just roll an
I have a plan.
acrobatics check
I do
for
have
me.
a plan. Oh God, please. 11. Why do I
Alrighty,
so late
11.
tonight?
We're gonna have you roll. Go ahead and roll 1d100 for me. Ningzu. $55. Okay, so 55 on our compass. Give me 1 second to look at my notes, what that means. The 360 circle. About 100. Alright, so it flings you more or less in... directly to the... no. Good, there we go. Flings you like all the way down over here. In doing
that's
so, you body the water hard. It deals a total of 13 points of bludgeoning damage.
We're good.
You just smack
We are
down
still
against
good.
the waves.
I'm not dead yet. Note the word yet.
Right, yet.
With that,
Yet.
you can see that the back of the ship there is falling apart. If this thing is not dealt with by the top, or by its turn next time, it will crush and destroy this, at least the back section of the Glimmerwake, rendering it unsaleable. As you all notice, just large cracking veins of ember glass start to shoot through the hole there. Euan, it is your turn.
It's more than 40 feet down to it, isn't it?
It is. You are up here. It's like 110-ish feet all the way down to it.
Euan is going to fly his 40 feet.
Yep.
The only thing he's going to be able to do is hand axes. It's the only thing he can be close enough for, and only just barely.
And what is the range on a hand axe?
It's max 60 feet.
Yeah, it's just on the edge there. Cool. You're gonna have disadvantage because it's 2060, yeah?
Right.
Yeah. And because of the fog, it is gonna have a little bit of a higher AC, but always reckless. If you reckless attack, then or reckless only counts for melee, right?
When you make your first attack roll in your turn, you can decide to attack recklessly, giving you advantage on attack rolls using strength until the start of your next turn.
Yeah, it's using strength still, so
Yep.
you could
So
recklessly
it'll
to
have
do
to be
normal,
recklessly with the hand axes.
right? First one. Ooh,
That's a natural one.
natural one.
Nope.
That hand axe falls into the water.
Remove that one from my character sheet. And the second one.
22, even
be a
with
22 to
the
hit.
higher AC, does still hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
For a total of 10 damage.
Well, 10 was damage. Sheesh. Okay, yeah. That's good. It is
Euan
low.
hits like a truck when he's raging.
Yeah. It just gets a deep gash into the tendril there.
And that's the only thing Euan can do besides once again swear loudly in Sindarian.
Okay. Move to Asja, who, as you reorient yourself, you are in the water. The waves quite choppy at this point. You have to kind of balance yourself to not get thrown underneath the waves. What would you like to do?
We're gonna start with bonus action, healing light.
Okay.
Go figure. We're gonna use 5 of the charges on herself. Yes, I am that hurt. That's
There you go.
15 points of it back, which... Okay, good. I like that. Alright, she doesn't like the idea of staying in the water, but, she's gonna change her action from trying to get out and back onto the boat to treading water, and we're gonna try and Eldritch Blast the tentacle from behind. Why not?
Okay.
I can try and get back on the ship, but that's going to mean that I have no action, and if it looks like the ship is about to fall apart, she would rather attack than
Okay.
waste an action.
You do see that if this tendril falls, the ship is like in a moment of like it's being pulled along still. It's not fully stationary currently. It's being held back with a great deal of force. And so akin to a slingshot, if this thing does snap, it is going to go flying.
I understand that.
Okay.
Alright. Okay, with that information, then we'll go back to what she was gonna do. Misty Step.
Okay.
She's gonna Misty Step back onto the boat. That's how she was gonna get out of the claw in the first place if it hadn't let her go. It was just, it's been swell.
Alrighty,
so
foregoing
elfin ability,
your
Misty Step.
healing light.
Yeah,
Misty Step.
foregoing healing light to Misty Step. Yep.
Okay, so as a drenched Asja leaps from the waves, the wind clustering around you to guide you back in an arc above deck there. You land on your feet, breathing heavily, very wounded, back on board.
Yeah, she comes back up, coughing up some seawater and a whole heck of a lot of blood, it seems. So.
But you do still have an action if you like to now Eldritch Blast.
I can't cast 2 spells at once. Or are we not? Oh no, Misty Step doesn't count
Eldritch-
because it's an...
Yeah, Eldritch Blast is a cantrip, so you can do so.
Right. I can do stuff. Okay, thank goodness. Okay, now I'm gonna Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
Please? 15.
15 hits.
Goodness. 4, 9 points of damage.
9 points. Okay.
Second shot. No.
13. Yep,
No.
does unfortunately not hit. Let me double check
Yeah.
that. Tentacles. Nope, not quite. It's just off. 14.
Okay. But I still have a little bit of movement. She's gonna kind of. She doesn't want to be on the side of the boat where this giant octopus is. Actually, I think she's swearing off seafood for the rest of her life. She's kind of moving on a diagonal back towards where her radiance is.
Okay. So right over to those stairs is you can kind of get slightly down the stairs there.
If she needs to, she can dive down the stairs and hide there if she needs to. And that's her turn.
Okay. If that is the top of the round, Rhukkarrak, you are up.
Okay. Seeing the difficulty in shooting the tentacle at the back of the ship, he's actually going to move closer.
Just like right,
If
you can get like right above up the stairs there. If you'd like.
Okay. I was saying, if he had any extra movement, he would be moving from the stairs towards the center. But
Yep,
if that's as
you
far
can
as
do
you can go, that's how far you can go.
That's about as far.
And-
That's about 30 right there.
Yep, he's going to. Yeah. He's going to shoot his short bow.
Okay.
Oh, are you kidding me?
That is a miss.
Do I want to use my other inspiration? We need to get this done.
Yes.
Okay, fine. Thing is, the last time I tried to use inspiration didn't do much. Fine, I'm not gonna.
Do
I'm not
you
gonna
want to walk again?
I'm not gonna jinx it. 18.
18 does hit. There you go. 7 points.
7 points.
Okay.
That was action. He's going to. Yeah. We're going all in.
Has 14 hit points left.
We're going to bonus action. Booming blade,
Yeah.
which is supposed to be the damage plus 1d8 thunder. Okay.
That's if they move, right? So 1d8 thunder.
No, so at level 5, it actually does thunder damage, an extra thunder damage regardless, and then it does
And then more of that. Okay.
2d8. So it does an additional d8, and then if they move, it's 2d8 instead of just the 1d8.
Okay. Roll the dagger.
Are you kidding me?
It clings and you almost see it go overboard, but it barely lands on the side there, not being a natural one, but close. But does not hit.
Okay, that's his turn.
Alright. Din, you are up.
Oh, okay. Alright, so I'm gonna try and blast the tentacle down south.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna use my last third level spell slot to do just like, laser beam on it.
Okay. Would you like to get
See if
closer?
I can
It
get rid of
will
it.
have a higher AC. Okay, it doesn't matter.
No, I don't
25 is great. That hits.
Okay.
Alright, 14's the number to beat. There you go.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Alright, so as Din's arcane lasers, suffused from Alamore herself, fire off towards this tendril, it rips it in twain as the ichor sprays across the whole of the ship there. There's another twing of tension being snapped is heard throughout the entirety of the ship here. Very, very suddenly, the Glimmerwake expels in speed away from this creature. With a final deafening snap, the last of the tendrils is severed. The Glimmerwake lurches free, her hull groaning in protest before bursting into motion. A deep, resonant moan bellows from the mist behind, the wounded cry of the Leviathan that sought to claim you. Steam and spray whip across the deck as Varel moves with wild precision at the helm, his hands a blur of motion, a dance of control and instinct. The sails catch a sudden surge of wind, thrumming with power as the ship surges ahead. The mist tear apart around the Glimmerwake in curling ribbons, forced back by the sheer force of its momentum. For a moment, the entire world feels like motion and light, heat, fog, and a heartbeat all at once. Then, just as quickly, silence returns. The sea steadies, the fog begins to thin. The Glimmerwake drifts free of the monstrosity's reach, scarred, heavily damaged, but afloat and alive. And the entire crew exhales a sigh of relief. Very nice.
Let's go.
Anyone else curious what that claw sitting on the deck will taste like?
Truck, I have something for you.
At this point, the crew starts to reemerge from below deck. They're all kind of terrified and holding on to one another and just looking at the damage, the cracks of just shattered ember glass towards each contact point of those tendrils, as Argon pretty quickly as well emerges from below as well, eye wild as he stares around making sure everyone's okay, and just steadies himself, taking in the damage that has occurred to the ship. But he doesn't rage. He takes a deep inhale of breath, then exhales a smoggy mist of his own, of relief and a bit worry. But you are safe for now. As the glimmer continues to glide, the truck comes aboard too.
What in the Luna was that? What, everyone okay?
It was I forget what you said the name of the creature was, DM, but I fill in what it was. They don't normally attack vessels and whatnot like this, but we must have been putting out enough fire energy that we looked appetizing to it. They tend to attack from the veil of these mists, large unsuspecting prey.
Argon kind of curses underneath his breath.
This was not supposed to happen. There were supposed to be wards against stuff like this, but it was a worry of mine that such powerful elemental energy would attract beasts that it usually would not. Not imagine one of those showing its faces, though. Go after prey almost as nearly as big as they are.
Stares at the Glimmerwick and considers. We'll have to do some fixing in port.
As it didn't seem to be interested in eating Asja. Does it only eat fire? Elemental fire?
I do not know. I know that they are mere rumors mostly. I have not ever encountered one. They are but the story to spook sailors into not going places, but they have never been considered a true danger before, because they do not prey upon abnormal ships.
I've helped the fire chapter deal with a couple of them in the past, but I don't think they were quite that big.
Thank you all.
Staircase. Sorry, from the staircase, all you hear is a very light. I don't think it was going to yet. Tossed me aside to leave me for a snack in case the rest of you got away. Just saying. Ouch.
Argon.
Rhukkarrak will just collapse on the deck. Yeah, that hurt a lot. He's at 3 HP. FYI.
Then it's like spotless.
Yeah, Euan looks great. A couple of scuff marks. He looks fine.
Argon quickly assesses the damage and starts barking orders to the crew along with Shantae, as several of them start to attempt to repair as best of their ability on deck here, as you glide closer and closer towards the Dryads. Yellow right there. It kind of walks over to the claw and just stares at it. Go ahead.
Asja is, as she's laying there, now she is going to use those 5 healing lights on herself. And after that, she is going to take a minute to regain a spell slot so she can help Ruga. Alright, 18 points back.
Kind of just stares down at the massive claw.
Well, at least we have this. So many possibilities.
He like tries to lift part of it, but it's far too heavy. Just starts to scoot it a little bit.
I think I'm gonna go grab some knives. We're gonna cut this thing up a bit.
Euan just walks down with it over his shoulder.
You go ahead and roll a strength check for me. This thing is like 4 times the size of Euan. And just...
Nope.
Nope.
Euan throws out his back.
Yeah. You just hear a popping of the spine as, oh, my back!
Oh, I've made mistakes.
And you can even see as the glimmer continues to move here, it is noticeably like tilted a bit from just the sheer weight of this claw on board there. But Chark heads down to get some carving implements to make the load a little easier to carry.
Rhukka will go retrieve his daggers that didn't go overboard.
Okay.
And then go over and help carve up the claw.
It's a good point. Euan will also recollect the 2 of the 3 hand axes that were able to be saved.
Okay.
And after about a minute, from the stairwell again, you're going to hear, Rhukka, come here.
Yes, ma'am.
You're doing a lot more healing than she did.
Clear!
This hand just kind of reaches out over the edge, gently touches your shin, and we will cast Cure Wounds on you.
Okay.
You're
Holy
going to get 23
cow.
hit points back.
As
Awesome.
pure energy and vitality flows through your leg up and through your aching sides and bleeding wounds, you feel quite better.
Yeah, that is a lot better. I really need to get this stupid curse off me so I get some of my max HP back.
Dane is going to approach and be like, "Oh, yes, this reminds me of something. Before I depart, Asja, there's something I wanted to give you. I know that you'll probably find a better use for it than I have so far." And Dane's gonna give Asja a healer's kit
Okay.
and a potion of healing.
Very appreciated. If we're going to run into more of those things, yeah, that's going to be useful.
Yes. Hopefully I won't need it. But you guys, you surely will.
You know, I never realized how comfortable staircases were to just lay on. It feels better than my spine did a few moments ago. Oh. Rhukka, I don't understand your like of getting pinched by those things. I really don't.
You think I like that?
Well, you always seem to run into the claw. I'm sorry, but it's true.
Yes, but that doesn't mean I like it.
It's the kind of question that really just grabs your attention, isn't it?
Haha.
Lightning strikes down on
Totally
Euan.
does.
Euan takes half damage.
Although maybe we should stay away from the shores. That seems to be where a lot of these. Although the sand, just sand in general, anything, shores, beach.
Yeah, stay away from Rhukkarrak.
Perhaps-
We can't go out to the planet.
You know what?
I think that'll be safe.
How about we just go north and stay up there? It's so much less claws.
No.
Well,
Could just put you in a safety bubble.
pincers. I don't
Yeah, but
need a
it's
safety
so-
bubble.
It's so cold up there.
It's
My
so
outlet
much more
itself
comfortable.
can't- My outlet itself can't deal with it.
Asja sits up. But Dad, I remembered something
What did
that
you
we both
remember?
forgot that we have. That will make the north not so cold, remember? And she claps her hands and smiles.
I wonder how it would taste on the Vizoric claw. I need to go talk to Truck again.
I meant the Inferno Wolf pelts, Dad.
Oh, that's right. I was thinking the hot sauce. I'm
And
a
you
little
are
hungry, I
out of
forgot
hot
that.
sauce. At least Marley's.
That's right. A single tear slides down Euan's face.
Long memory of
I
the
am
hot sauce.
sure. I am sure that you can get plenty of hot sauce in Florinius. I know
I
it's not
hope so.
Marley's.
Not any hot sauce.
It could be Barley's hot sauce.
Marley's brother, Barley.
Oh gosh.
Well, I can tell you that this was one of my first experiences with an elven city, and it took me quite a bit to find any kind of food that was considered palatable. Though I must say that my tolerance for heat has improved since then.
You're welcome.
Yes, well, I don't think you're going to have any problems with hot sauce here. With finding it, anyway.
Good. And as they're all kind of talking, Euan's going to go over to the same staircase that Asja is just kind of laying on and just lay down next to her, looking up at the sky.
Which is still shrouded in quite a bit of vapor, but it's definitely not as thick and dense as where you just came from. That was definitely produced by whatever creature that was. But you can still see the faint image of the clouds above, the rain bouncing off the arcane wards above you.
You know, little one, it's a good thing you found your way back onto the ship.
Very much so. I don't think I would have lived. No. And I don't think. I've read stories about, half fish, half maybe people. But I don't think I'm one of those. And my dress was getting a little heavy.
Euan smirks and gives you a side-eyed glance. And you know he's about to say something that's going to make you facepalm. As he just kind of lightly nudges you with his elbow, and he's like, besides, I'd have really missed you. You'll just kind of shrug.
She's just gonna look over with this look of, you didn't just say that, did you? Did. I would have missed you too, but hey, maybe there's a whole new world under the sea. Who knows? You've been to Florinius before. How much longer do we have past this mist before, I don't know, there's this food that not that Truck's food is bad, but spicy food. I haven't had that in a few weeks now, and I could use a good belly full of really spicy food and maybe a bed that doesn't move.
Memories
So,
flash through
sleeping
your
fish.
mind, Euan, of several meals and dishes that you ate in Florinius of years past that Asja would very much enjoy.
Yeah. And as we're going along, well, I don't really know how long it is until we get there, but you've got to try this. And he will just start describing almost relentlessly all of these different foods that he's had in Florinius in the many decades that he lived there.
Asja's just gonna put her hands behind her head and close her eyes. Keep talking. Yep, I can picture it now. As she closes her eyes and just visions all of these foods. Somehow it makes her feel better.
Better than any bedtime story.
Pretty much.
I'll say one
Now
that
you're talking her words.
stands out is roasted cinder peppers that grow all throughout the Vale. They are like kind of like gushers in a sense when they're roasted properly, and they just explode with flavor and spice.
Oh, I can't wait till we get there and I can eat the food. And on cue, her stomach rumbles.
I was in an eating contest one time. I broke the record. I ate 43 of them. I wonder if anybody's broken my record in that time.
You have to be careful. Maybe I will try.
If there's anyone that I know that could, he'll kind of pat your tummy. It's you, little one.
Yeah, you and I'm pretty sure that if it does still stand, it won't for long.
Hey, if this whole saving the world thing doesn't work out, maybe I can become a competitive eater. I'm pretty good at that too. Of course, then there won't be a world to eat in, but that's okay. We can pretend.
You all continue to chat, relaxing after such a traumatic and near death, or at least death of the Glimmerwake, for about an hour or two, as it slowly continues to glide across the Molten Sea. Eventually, it banks towards the actual land there, where you see a large river that cuts through the land as it heads in towards it and into the Dryad's Vale proper. And as you pass beneath the canopy, the world changes. The thick trunks of trees rise like ancient pillars, their bark faintly aglow with soft, ember-light veins that pulse gently in rhythm with the forest around them. The air here is heavy, but not oppressive, warm, fragrant, alive. Every breath carries the scent of rich soil, charred wood, and a sweet pollen. All around, the forest hums with life. Towering trees shimmer in hues of gold and crimson, their leaves catching the faintest of light, like shards of flame frozen mid-dance. Beneath them, the understory teems with glowing bushes and flowers that burn with color, blossoms like captured embers, vines heavy with bioluminescent fruit that glow in threads of orange and rose. Small creatures scurry and flint between roots and branches, their movements quick and curious, their eyes reflecting the faint inner light of the veil. The deeper you go, the more you feel it. A living rhythm, an energy that hums through the ground and the air alike. This is not just a forest. It's a pulse, a song. This is the tapestry of the Dryads, their grand and patient work woven into every leaf and every flame-lit petal. The Vale is not merely alive, it thrives, breathing and burning in perfect harmony. As you move forward, you can't help but tread lighter, speak softer, instinctively aware that you walk within somewhere sacred. Or glide through the Glimmerwake, at least. You watch as the crew continues to make fixes, as the Glimmerwake still is trudging along. Maybe a little bit slower now, but the crew is also in revere and reverent to the space as you all glide in.
I feel like as we start making our way through the Vale, Dean would approach Rhukkarrak.
Yeah.
And be like,
Hey, Rhukkarrak, do you have a moment?
He'll kind of look down at you, a little bit of puzzle on his face. Yes. What do you need?
Well, as I told you, I plan on returning to Altari as soon as we get to Florimir. So, I just wanted to, say my goodbyes, wish you the best, and give you this parting gift, I guess.
and he'll like, as he's saying that, like, kind of kick it up and like kick it your way. It's the Malvi spoke. It's like a pass, not like like a shot at you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he'll catch it on his foot and knock it up, bounce it off his knee, and catch it.
Yes. I wanted to thank you because I know there's a lot weighing on your mind, but you always found time to play with me and practice, and you always seem to enjoy the game. I certainly enjoyed watching you play. So, yeah, that one was made by Brisa actually. When she, was still a youngling. It was always her favorite, and she thought she lost it, but no. I just took it for myself. So don't tell her, okay?
He'll look at the poke in his hand for a little bit and look at you kind of intently. Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
Thank you.
I hope
I
that you find, place where you can enjoy playing as well, North. Something that I really appreciate of you is the fact that wherever you go, you find stuff that you enjoy, stuff that you like. I wish I was more like you in that sense. And maybe, bring some of the good stuff that Kerters has to offer back over there.
Well, I'm certainly going to miss you. I'll have to teach my home village how to play Malvis. It is quite the fun game.
Well, I'm glad you think so. And you look very handsome like that,
Oh, well, thanks. I'll kind of look away a bit.
I am going to miss you too. I hope we see each other again.
Oh, we'll be back down south, and I'm sure we'll run into each other again.
Well, good luck, friend.
You too.
Then we'll nod and stay there for a bit, kind of awe at the landscape, and then he'll go and try to find Asja.
Still laying in the staircase. She's still pretty hurt, so she's just laying there.
Hey. You okay?
Hey. Yeah, just... That one hurt more than... Even when the wyvern put its tail through me. That one hurt a lot. I kind of felt a little too close to Lunar's grasp for that, my liking. We're okay, though.
Let's make it feel more like Alamorph. Got your back.
And I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds at level 2.
Okay.
Do you have a moment? Maybe can we go to our room?
She waggles her eyes and kind of smiles. To the room. Okay, let's go. I'm teasing.
sorry.
I'm teasing. Let's go. I know how much you like the captain. Let's go.
Yes, let's go.
So when they get there, then we'll be like,
You know that I'm gonna be trying to help you out as much as I can. I think maybe it would be smart if we found a way of communicating where you and I could send each other letters. Our people used to do this, and we don't do it as much anymore because, there's no need, know that there's peace. But here's a code. I'm gonna use it when I write back to you, okay?
Oh, okay.
That's the cipher. You will be able to tell, and I'm sure you'll get good at reading it really quickly. When you do, just throw away the key.
I will make sure that I have it memorized before I leave Floringus.
Thank you. And
Thank you for trusting me with it.
I
When
trust
you're
you in my
studying the
life.
map, though, I ask you one thing. Be careful what you tell other people about it. I trust Juan, but how much yet I don't know. I
I'll
don't
try and
think
find
that
out
they
more
have.
about him if you want.
I would really appreciate that because, as I explained to Argon, for some this is just running after some power. But for some of us, like maybe civilizations that have been forgotten underground type deal, this is a lot more kind of our responsibility to keep everything safe. I just want to make sure the right people are helping us.
Thank you for trusting me.
Always. Way back when in Ellendor, you said we didn't understand you. I understood you pretty good at that point. I even trusted you at that point. I still trust you. Even through what happened in Valtari, you've always been there. You've saved my life many times. You didn't have to. But you did. And I'm always very grateful for that one. And when you're ready to come back, my arms will be open to welcome you again. But I understand you have things that you need to do. Do I wish they were with us? Sure. But I also understand having to walk your own path for a while, too. Just remember, as weird as we all are, we are one little family over here. You've always got a place back at home. And home is us. And she'll lean over and give Din a huge hug.
Euan, you lay above board, laying still on those stairs, looking at the passing canopy, the several different vibrant foliage that is growing quite rapidly here in Tightswell with the humidity. And a gust of wind reaches your ears as you hear in your mind,
Euan, I hope your travels find you well. I have arrived in Floringus. Meet me at the Citadel of Candles.
and you instinctively know this to be Cordron's voice.
But would Euan know that he can answer telepathically?
That's a good question. If you want to roll an Arcana check, you can do so. Sure. The wind kind of buzzes around your head for just a brief moment here.
Anybody on the deck near Euan would be like, would hear Euan and be like, Cordron? Where are you? I don't see you. I mean, we're almost there.
With that, the wind kind of wraps around your head for one brief moment before wisping off into the beyond towards where the ship's heading.
As Cordron face palms so hard.
After several hours of travel through the heart of the Vale, the forest begins to change. the wild, untamed beauty around you softens, not diminished, but shaped. Amidst the towering trunks and glowing flora, faint outlines begin to emerge. Shapes that do not belong purely to nature, yet do not stand apart from it either. Through the haze of light and mist, Florignus reveals itself. The city rises organically from the forest floor, its structures woven seamlessly into the living wood. Great halls and slender spires of dark, cerebrous timber stretch upwards, their bark polished to a warm sheen that glows faintly in the sun's dying light. Roofs of orange clay crown the buildings like blossoms in full bloom, and curling bridges of carved wood arc gracefully between them, suspended high in the canopy. The architecture is unmistakably elven, elegant, fluid, and alive. Every arch, every window, every walkway seems to grow from the land itself, rather than stand upon it. Vines and flowering branches climb the walls freely, mingling with the glow of lanterns that flicker with soft, amber-light hues. You see elven citizens moving among the streets and platforms, their motions calm and deliberate, as though every step honors the harmony between fire and life that defines this place. There are no walls, no gates, no visible wards, only a quiet sense of belonging that stretches from the city to the forest beyond. Florignus doesn't not resist the wilderness. It is the wilderness, guided, nurtured, and alive. And as you approach, you can feel it. The warmth in the air, the hum beneath your feet, and the faint impression that the city itself is aware of your arrival. And that is where we're going to pick up next week, as you all enter the Fire Blossom City, and you all level up. Yay!
Yay!